That's a nat 20.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Oh, this is nice. I like this. You see a chicken standing at the side of the road. It stares longingly at the other side. Welcome along to Drathnor Keep, episode 1 of chapter 2. On the road to Telluria.
Oh, yeah.
Today I have playing with me, Elora.
Hello, I'm Alora. I'm playing Kenna. She's a Fire Denathi Ranger.
I have Kira.
Hello, my name's Kira, and I'll be playing Lucius Claudius Festorius, the future Lord and Master of Drathnor Keep.
I have Matt.
Optimistic.
Hello, I am playing Rook, who is an Orc Barbarian.
I have Cal.
Hi, I'm Cow. I'm playing Brother Alari Slade. He's the main cleric and currently tipsy.
Currently tipsy.
no.
It's very early morning, but okay. I have Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'll be playing Maverick, who is a necromantic sorcerer who's hiding his powers from the cops.
And I have Jamal.
Hiya, Jamal here playing Leovold, one extremely unstable wild magic sorcerer.
Fantastic.
Things a bit crazy.
For reference, the map looks like it's a nice short walk. It isn't. It's a week. I'll tell you that for free. It's going to be a week's journey. We sort of...
Obviously not to scale.
No, the problem is that we made the large map, and then we zoomed in. And when you zoom in on the large map, it makes it look like it's a nice small walk. It really isn't. So you're going to be going through a week's journey, and I have introduced you very briefly to my travel rules. But I will introduce Stream to them as well. So whilst travelling, you will need to allocate certain roles. You will have a Watcher, a Scout, a Provisioner, a Trailblazer, a Carriage Manager, if you like, and a Road Inspector. Each of you will make a roll for these. And you can designate different people each day if you wish. But once you've allocated a person for a certain role, they will not be able to fulfill another role until all roles have been fulfilled. So just for confirmation, the one person I need you to allocate now is your Trailblazer. Who will be taking
Those are
that
my
role?
two best. I can do that. Those are my two best survival in history.
Beautiful. And in context, have you been to Telluria before?
No.
No, not at all.
Has anybody
Probably
been
not.
to Telluria before?
Nope.
Is anybody an elf? An actual full-on elf?
Well,
Half
Unless
raised
you
by
can't
No,
tell
the-
us.
not you. It was just... Is anybody else a full-on elf? No.
Half, but raised by the elven mother, so...
Okay, cool. So, yeah, none of you will have been in before. So it's going to be a survival check. It's approximately 8 a.m. and as you go down from the tavern, you've all had a nice breakfast. You see at the stables that wondrous Pegasi-drawn carriage, which will be your ride for the day. You will need to put one person up top who will be managing the Pegasi. This will not be driven by a courtier this time round. You're going to be fairly self-reliant.
does anyone know how to fly a horse?
Oh, it won't fly. It'll be walking. Otherwise, you'll be leaving everybody else behind.
Yeah,
It's handling an
precisely.
animal. Sounds like something that Kenna would be great at.
That is true.
Quite frankly, Kenna's amazing. I think we all have to do is just sit in the back. She can handle the rest of it.
I assumed Kenna would be the one who was walking alongside the road in the forest, that sort of thing.
Scouting seems like a good area for me.
It's survival, perception, and stealth, so...
Yeah.
How does...
Somebody could... I can introduce somebody to these nice-looking Pegasi.
yeah, let's have a look. Has anybody got higher than a +1?
A +2, but...
I have a +3.
Brother Alari, do you want to drive the cart? Or are you
Do I want to drive the cart?
Or are you trailblazing? No, that's Rook who's trailblazing, right? Yeah, I think you might want to drive the cart, Brother Alari, otherwise anybody else is going to make a mess of the horses.
Quite frankly, I prefer
I think
my
that
snake.
I think everyone is suggesting people, and then eventually they suggest me, and I begrudgingly say yes.
All right, perfect.
Well,
Slade,
for
yes,
today,
you go ahead.
I would have thought Lucius would want the grand seat looking out front, but I guess not.
No.
Okay.
Not for me.
So the stable master hands the reins over to Brother Alari. And he says to you, right, you need to be careful of two things. First of all, only feed them from the left. You feed them from the right, you will get
Okay,
bitten.
from the left.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And secondly, do not feed them carrots more than a day old. They will leave and get very angry. So grain only after the first day.
What did you just say? Don't feed them what?
Carrots that are more than a day old.
Oh, I thought you said cats. I was like, what kind of fucked up Pegasus are these?
They will eat meat. They will eat meat if necessary, but they prefer grain and carrots. But carrots only a day old. And he hands you over the reins, and as you jump up top, I will take the first of those animal handling checks, please. Unless you would wish to greet them face to face first.
I mean, I'll definitely. Well, Oh, okay. Thank God that was a 7 and not a 1. Yeah, I will go around and say hello first.
Okay. As you do, sorry, I didn't get the check. Was it
I got a 12.
Okay. The two Pegasi bow low to the ground and rise back up.
I will bow
They
as
are
well.
ready to be... Excellent decision. They are ready to be ridden. So as you jump up onto the driver's bench, you see Daniela coming along, and she is chivying to two young males. One you would know to be Eldra, and the other Kenna would know to be Kieran. And she appears to be hitting them with some sort of umbrella, sort of getting them to sort things out. She's got her own carriage, but frankly, things are in a bit of disarray. The horses aren't tied to the carriage yet. There's some sort of odd clothing chest that is overflowing, hanging out the back. I mean, it's a mess. And Daniela just calls over to you. I'm going to be late. Go without me. I'll catch up. You see on their own palfreys and such and mares, various other riders, but one particular person stands out on a humongous chestnut horse. Sorry, just bear with me 2 seconds. That is a message I must respond to right now. I completely forgot my life. The YouTube editor's like, hey, I'm trying to post a video and you still haven't given me a timestamp, and I'm like, well, shit. Pick one. My bad. So, yeah, you see one particular rider on a large chestnut horse. You know this to be Uldor. Uldor will be riding behind you, but you've never seen him quite this martial before. He wears a sort of chainmail shirt, and is carrying what appears to be a large battle axe on his back. He is outfitted for the road. One other person sort of seems to be getting themselves ready on what looks like a short horse, a slightly diminutive horse. It's definitely not a pony. It has its sort of neck very far leant forwards, and this is Alamor. The horse is sort of white in colour, but with patches of darker colours, and appears vicious. But he seems to have a handle on it, and he sort of gives a wave out to all of you, and says, "I'll be following up with the rest of these guys. If I don't see you on the road, good luck."
It's quite an interesting steed you have there.
It's a desert gelding.
Oh.
Yes, one of my peoples from far away. I actually purchased this off of Robus when he came to town, as I've left mine back at home. They're absolute bastards, but fast as hell in the chase.
Oh, well, good. Does it eat meat, or...?
Honestly, I think it eats me if I let it. But no, I tend to feed it lettuce and various other vegetables.
Okay.
It doesn't eat grain.
Be
It's miserable. But thank you. You also see that traveling in his pack, he sort of, it kind of comes out and pokes its head out. A small ferret, I think it might be, but white. It's definitely albino. Yes, some albino ferret is travelling with him. However, everybody is waiting for you guys to set foot upon the road. Will you do so?
Shall we then?
Well, yeah, I guess I'm ready to go. Let's get the Tellurians, get this over with, so we can get back.
Okay. As you get towards the gate, Maverick. That one again. Maldranic! Thank God we're leaving him behind. Maldranic greets you at the door and reminds you to write in the book daily and wishes you all the best and sort of nods and waves and good luck. Okay. As you head out, you see the main road ahead of you, and this is fairly obvious that you'll be taking this main road for now. And you begin your journey. So, as time passes, I will first of all need a perception check. Who is your allocated watcher for the day?
I can
I could
assume
dibs that.
you want to do that.
I could dibs that, yeah. That's something I can do.
Okay, fantastic. Leovold, as you, every now and again, you will be sort of looking out the carriage, both sides, just to sort of get a gauge on what's ahead of you, what's around on the road. Please give me your perception check.
That's a nat 20.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Oh, this is nice. I like this. You see a chicken standing at the side of the road. It stares longingly at the other side, but doesn't cross. I've been waiting to throw that one at someone for a while. I'm really sorry. However, shortly behind said chicken, you see a weathered old woman. She has a small camp over at the side of the road, and she gestures to you.
Gestures to our carriage and our group.
Primarily to Brother Alari, who is riding up top.
I'll wave.
Okay, she's sort of saying for someone to come over. Kenna, you are walking to the side of the carriage, is that correct?
I was gonna say I was hanging off the side, but I will jump off and walk over to her.
Okay, she says, oh, travellers, so where are you headed?
Oh, we're off on a mission. Nearby town.
Excellent. Are you aware of the Witch of the Wilds?
I have not heard of this.
You must be aware of the Witch of the Wilds. Her tower is 200 foot in that direction, and she points to the trees behind her. But, yes, Witch of the Wilds, Josh. Calm down.
This woman is. Her ability to measure is amazing. 200 foot.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of I'm me telling you for free. She's just pointing, and she warns you that you should pass by the Witch of the Wilds and perhaps leave a blessing on the road. The standard is 10 gold pieces, but if you have a gem, she would appreciate it. You don't want to
Thank you for
mess with the
warning
Witch of the
us.
Wilds. She is known to create all sorts of curses. She turned somebody into a lizard once.
Oh, she did. Do you know her personally?
Nay, I travel alongside the road regularly. I've been collecting. Would you like to purchase some of my herbs, perhaps? I have a full herb pack here.
Oh, unfortunately, we just stocked up in town. Do I believe that she doesn't know the witch and that she's not the witch?
Make an
I'm
insight
also
check for
looking.
me.
Yeah, we all did things like.
I'm also looking.
Make an
I'm gonna
insight
pull
check
down
for
from
me,
my
Kenna.
book.
Insight. Ooh, 22.
22. She definitely knows the witch, at least. Give me a perception check.
Is she holding a shiny red apple?
No, she's offering us a group of herbs.
13.
13. You notice that perhaps she doesn't seem as weak as she looks. But whether she is the witch or not is another question.
Well, thank you for warning us. Here. I hand her 5 gold for yourself, and you said 10 by the road.
Correct. Although, yes, 10 by the road. She clearly was about to say something else, perhaps giving herself away a little bit, but has changed her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the witch need offerings?
It's a courtesy to keep her, to ward her from the dark and terrible deeds she commits. To keep luck on your side.
We
It's
can all
basically
hear
highway
this.
banditry and extortion.
You can all hear this.
I'm going to lean over to Leovold. I think we just got extorted by a witch.
I think they did just get
It's not
extorted
10
by a
gold.
witch.
It's not a big problem.
I will give her 5 gold, and then I will return to the carriage.
Are you leaving anything by the roadside?
Not
I'll
at the
put-
moment.
Okay.
I'll put the 10 gold there.
Excellent decision, young Lucius.
I'll put the 10 gold there. Ken has already paid enough. I'll put the 10 gold.
Yeah. I mean, she's not charging a huge amount.
I didn't realize you were so superstitious, Lucius.
I'm not necessarily superstitious, but I do know power. Maldronic is one of them. The motherfucker gives me power. We'll save that for later.
You believe the Witch of the Wild is also like that?
Perhaps.
For all we know, it could be a fairy tale that this woman's
Brother
made up.
Laurie Slade and Lucius, give me a history check as two people who have travelled around and haven't just been.
14.
And Laurie? Or Laurie?
13.
13. You've heard rumours of the Witch of the Wild. She definitely exists. She's definitely located somewhat, maybe an hour outside of Drathnor Keep, maybe 2. You've definitely heard rumours of her. Whether you know them to be true or not is another question, but certainly, yes, that would...
I understand that, but there's also power in not knowing. And quite frankly, I don't know what the Witch of Wilds is capable of. And walking with nobles and other bystanders is just... I'd rather not fuck with that.
Quite the,
I didn't mean to be so crass.
quite the great decision, to be honest. So as the wagon rolls on, and none of you wanted to purchase herbs from the Witch of the Wild, did you?
Probably get turned into lizards, so.
Well, can I see her wear some here?
Well, she's sort of... She appears to be selling pouches, and they contain all your standard herbs for potion making, should any of you be budding potion makers.
My alchemy isn't in yet, but Kenna, have you already... How far have you come in your herbalism?
I had forgotten about that.
Understood.
It's been 4 days
Been
since.
very busy, so.
You're 3 days off full proficiency from those that you were... those
I
things
have
you were
poor
studying.
memory. Is that herbalism kit?
Yes, I believe you all had the kits, right?
Yeah, I have alchemy.
Was Kenna not already proficient in the herbalism kit? No, she wasn't.
No, I was not.
So yeah, you're 4 out of 7 days of proficiency.
Well, then I will purchase some herbs from her.
Okay.
Seeing as this trip should be about a week, give me a chance to experiment on the road.
Yep, she's only charging 20 silver.
Okay, I will do so. I'll give her full gold actually,
Oh, how generous and how sensible. Okay.
and I'll buy one for. I believe it was me, Kenna, and is it Alari who was
Alari,
alchemy?
yes.
Yeah.
Alari was training in the more specific healing arts of making just healing potions. The rest of you were looking at other types of potion making.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I will buy just 3 for each of us so that we can practice on the road.
If you're interested in how herbalism works in general in my worlds, Jamal will provide you with the relevant links.
Oh, ye old HDTV, understood.
Yes,
Oh boy.
because he's got it and I can't tab into a different element of Discord. Okay, so
Yeah,
as you
okay,
move
I'll
on down the
say
road,
trust
can I have... Who is inspecting the road as they go past? Who will be investigating? Maverick, I think it's you and Lucius who have a role left.
Ooh, yeah. How is your
I have a-
investigation, Maverick?
I have a +3.
Oh, I have a +1. It's all up to you.
Okay.
Can I do one thing whilst you're on your next stop?
Yep.
Only on the next stop,
Okay.
when I've got time to walk away safely to a reasonable distance from the carriage.
Sorry, Maverick, was that a 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you...
Unless this Witch of the Wilds wants to give me
no,
advantage,
you've moved on
'cause
from the
we've
Witch of the
given
Wilds.
her lots and lots of money.
You've moved on from the Witch of the Wilds, and you see that there are a couple of beaten paths to the right and left, as well as straight ahead. All the roads seem weathered and used to you. That's about all I've got for you. Trailblazer, Rook, can I have a survival check, please?
Uh, 24.
24. Okay, you are able to work out which path leads to Telluria. It is the one to the right. Obviously, those of you who have a map, that was fairly bloody obvious.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, it's fair to say a couple of the paths lead to smaller villages. Kenna, in your scouting, can I also have a survival check, please?
A survival check?
Yes, as you look closer at the road. You're trying to make up for Maverick's miss.
I would like to say that I'm just also drawing Kenna and Rook as they're doing this.
Yeah, not so much. 7.
No, okay, it's just a natural one.
3.
3, okay, yeah. None of you have any idea why the other 2 roads are relevant. So, yeah, keep going. As you do, at least Rook knows which way to go, even if he hasn't worked out what's going on with the other roads. So, as
Laurie, lead us to the right.
Yes. Excellent. As you proceed on, it is approximately 12:30. Will you be taking a lunch break?
What do we have for lunch?
That will be up to your provisional.
How are we doing on time?
And currently, that's looking like Lucius, I believe.
Ooh. Well, I can cook something. I can try, but I usually have my maids and servants do it for me.
Yes, you seem to have ended up with 7 rows. How have we done that? What have I doubled up on? Trailblazer, Scout, Provisioner, Watcher, Road Checker, Carriage Driver.
That's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
So,
six.
Alari's driving the
Roll.
carriage. Maverick is checking the road. Kenna is your scout. And Rook is your trailblazer. Oh, Jamal's the watcher. Yep. So, Lucius, you are the today's provisioner.
Ooh.
You do, however, have the bag of holding, which might come in handy, and I'm pretty sure you probably left McHale's with some ready-made lunch packs, so you should be
believe so.
vaguely okay.
I think I have some of those cashews from last night, actually.
Cashews. I remember. Oh god, the cashews are back.
So I'm just gonna pull.
It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. You remember the cashews?
I'm just gonna pull those out. Yeah, they're not fresh, but they're cooked. So.
Okay, are you going to take a seat by the roadside?
So it's leftovers tonight.
Yeah, so leftovers for tonight. Can I make myself? My check isn't the greatest. However, can I go looking around, foraging at least for? my
Yeah,
friends?
definitely. Okay, so as the carriage pulls to a stop and everybody else pulls to a stop behind, you're able to make a brief stop, a brief rest. So first we'll take a short rest. Secondly, gather your tings, and you may share your cashews out, and I will need a perception check from Leopold and Lucius as you go into the wilds. I will take 1 survival check, 1 nature check, and 1 investigation check, please.
24.
Okay, fantastic. You're going to see something. I will tell you what in a second. So that's an 8 perception, correct?
Yes, it is.
Yep. No,
For me.
from Lucius. A 21 survival. Okay, you know where you need to look for your interesting food types. Now let's find out what you get. Give me your investigation check, please. Okay. You find a small patch of tomatoes growing up by the wayside, and a little further on you see a blackberry bush. The tomatoes look like they might be grown, not growing. They're not wild. They look like somebody may have planted them. They're not far from the roadside. And what you see, Leopold, as you look over into the road is it's too small to be called a hut. It is a shack, a lean-to, I guess. An old gentleman is coming out of the lean-to over towards the tomatoes and says, help yourself. Says to Lucius, and he says,
Sir.
Yes. What can I do for you?
Yeah, we're coming from Drathnor Keep. Perhaps, do you have anything in your food stores you can spare? I can definitely give you money for that.
Well, I recently hunted a venison. I've dried some of the meat.
That'd be
Blimey.
That'd be most.
He's not. When I say older gentleman, I mean he's in his 40s, 50s. He's not 102. He's capable of hunting a venison. He clearly also lives out on the road. So he hands you some dried venison strips, and then he goes back to his little lean-to, and he brings out what appears to be a melon. He says, "Well, this comes with a price, a small price. I would like to play chess with one of you, if you are taking a meal."
That'd be interesting. I think I could be able to.
Sounds
do
like
that.
fun.
Does anybody is anybody able to play chess?
Which sort of chess? Which sort of
Dragon
chess?
chess. Dragon chess.
Dragon chess. Absolutely. I
Okay,
have my very own set.
So all I
yeah.
can play is Gin Rummy. Walk back.
He will play with Lucius. With Leopold, sorry. And he takes a seat at the side of the road, and he pulls out what appears to be a large piece of cloth, and then wrapping around one piece of metal. And then as he sort of pulls different bits out, it eventually forms into an actual chair. And he pulls another one out, and he sort of folds out 4 legs and a little side bit, and he places a table down. And then he folds out one more chair, and he gestures to you, Leopold.
That's an impressive piece of kit you've got down.
Well, a traveller has to be able to travel light and still have the important amenities, and what is life if you can't stop for a game of chess, eh?
Indeed, I'll have to find out where you got some of these things from, because they look handy.
Oh,
Some extra comforts for the road.
these were made by a Gnomish friend of mine.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
he left for Telluria a long time ago, sadly, but he is, quite the deft gent. However,
Quite the craftsman, clearly.
shall we chess?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's play.
So this will be an intelligence check plus your proficiency modifier. And I will take a first roll, please.
Intelligence check plus my modifier.
Plus your proficiency modifier, yeah.
Oh, proficiency. Alright, okay. That's a nat 1.
Okay. As you sit, he begins with an opener that you don't recognize. And subsequently you manage to lose yourself a pawn in your maneuvering, and you realize that you're a bit of a disadvantage. Give me your second check, please.
With proficiency, that would be a 14.
Yes, that won't be over here. You are able to regain a little bit of standing on the board. He's definitely the Witch of the Worlds, I like it. You are able to regain a little bit of confidence on the board. Make an insight check.
Can I assist him while he's playing?
That would be an 18 on the
Of course
inside
you can.
check.
You may distract. Or detract, or throw some guidance his way or something. 18 on the inside check. You realise that he is normally a player who would lead the way, but he's playing reactionary chess. He's definitely watching what you're doing and adapting himself to your playstyle.
Interesting.
Make an intelligence check, or your proficiency check. Oh dear. Good luck.
Can I
That'd be a 14 again.
Yep, Lucius.
Can I take a look at Leopold and see, does he want help from me, or will he rather play this out himself?
It's okay. It's okay. I'll play this out. This is a one-on-one here.
He's handling pretty
perfect.
well. My dice are atrocious. Yes, you begin to take a little bit of advantage, and eventually you pin one of his pieces to his king, and he looks up. Not a novice, I see.
I've played a little. You played pretty well. Pretty well indeed.
His insight is better than his intelligence. He sort of makes a little prediction as to what you'll be doing next. Give me your next check with disadvantage, please.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
Very well. Well, unless I roll worse than a total of 7, then
Yes, you're
7
trying to beat a
proficiency.
24.
Yeah.
Yes, so at this point, he sort of guesses your next move, if you like, and suddenly you realise that the plan you had, it's not going to work. So he then goes on the attack, and for the first time, he stops playing reactionary chess and starts playing provocative moves. And he puts a queen right down in front of a pawn, and it looks like a sacrifice. Make your check.
That would be another 14.
14. You see that there's a potential trap involved in taking his queen. Would you like to take it or not?
A potential trap?
You're not walking straight into it by taking it, but you're definitely giving up your own queen in the process. It's trade. It's not a sacrifice.
I will decline the trade. If he's offering the trade, he's probably got a very good reason for it.
Okay, he looks at you. Oh, excellent, excellent. I like it. As you look at the board, you realize that you can make a feint of sorts. Make a deception check if you wish to do so. Or if not, give me a straight roll.
That'd be a nat 1 on deception. Oh my
Isn't that
God.
still like a 9 though or something?
Yeah, that's a 9. A
Yeah,
solid 9.
okay, well it's alright. He rolled a 2 on his inside check. So he's actually, he doesn't see your feint, and he falls for it.
I poker face it then.
Yeah, he falls for it. Make your final check.
That's a 22 with proficiency added.
Okay, you're able to get him into a position where he is trapped. And he realizes it. And he looks up and he says, well, I resign.
Excellent game.
Do you have your own
Played
chess set?
very well. I do indeed. I'll pull my set out from my pack. It's rather... some of the pieces look rather fancy and flash, but it is quite basic.
Excellent. Oh, good. I do like to see that. Now, pleasure to make your acquaintance. What did you say your name was?
My name, sir, is Leovold. And yours?
My name is... on another sheet.
Okay, on another sheet.
Goodness.
His name is Varric.
Mark.
Yeah, Varric, and he... give me a history check.
History. History is one thing I can do. That's a 12, though.
And how old are you?
Would have been a solid, 19, I guess.
Okay, you have heard of Varric. He was once the forester at Drathnor Keep, perhaps 20 or 30 years ago. He has since retired and gone wandering, leaving the previous forester in Telluria in residence. But yeah, you would know that to be him.
Oh.
And he offers you some advice for the road. He says, a little way ahead, you will find a short path to your right. Rumour says there is treasure in the caverns there, should you wish to stop by. Rumour has it.
Intriguing.
I can't say I've checked myself. I prefer not to go headlong into danger, especially alone.
Understandable.
But nevertheless,
An intriguing prospect,
I
though.
bid you a good lunch. Now, Lucius, can I take that provision as check of yours, please? I will take medicine, survival, or nature, depending on which one you want to roll. I think they're probably all about even for you, aren't they? You're muted. Or at least not push to talking.
That's a 20 on survival.
Fantastic! Lucius whips you up a lunch of fresh berries and melon and dried venison, etc. And to some of you who know Lucius quite well, you would be in utter shock. The likelihood of Lucius cooking his own meal for anyone is 0. So you can have a proud moment. At this moment, Alari, is it fair to say you probably have checked the diary by now?
Yeah.
Okay. A message from Maldranic says, take your time. I'd like to keep them waiting now that they know we're on the road. Anticipation is key.
While that chess game was going on, I would have gone out for a circle around the perimeter of where we were
Yeah.
camping-ish.
You see a path branching off to the left, which leads down to what you can see as a small village. Perhaps a hamlet, maybe 8 or 10 houses. Doesn't appear to be a tavern of any sort or anything. And the main road leading ahead, that's probably about as far round as you reached. The forest around you looks relatively clear. Lunch was incredibly pleasant, and each of you will gain 5 temporary hit points. And the road returns as you go to get back on the carriage. Brother Alari, an animal handling check, please.
Gonna be
The nat 1,
It's a
did you say?
6.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Um,
saying that one.
yeah.
Is this where the Pegasuses fly off and we have to drag the carriage?
No, the carriage lurches forward with Laurie with 1 foot in the bridle and nobody in the carriage whatsoever. Who's fast? Kenny, you were ranging around. Give me an athletics check.
Oh no.
Oh no, she says. Good.
That's a 2.
That's a 2! Yeah, okay. You
2.
swiftly realise that you're not catching these.
How far is the cart from me now? I'm 40 feet.
About 65 foot. It is charging. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to dash, which will
I
give
can
me 80
bonus
feet.
action move too.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd like to dash and front flip on the cart.
okay. Ooh. Alright, I will take an athletics and an acrobatics check, please. Your front flip may be spectacular, but it's nowhere near the card, my friend.
Yeah, 19 on the
Okay,
acrobatics.
Rook, give me an athletics check. And Brother Alari, what are you doing at this point as you are being grabbed along with 1 foot hanging off the side of the driver's cart?
I'm going to try to get close to the as close to the ear of the Pegasus as possible, and I'm going to cast command and ask it to slow down.
Okay, I can roll on this page. That is going to be a +8. Ignore that.
DC 16.
Yeah, he's failing. Okay. He halts. However, the other Pegasus doesn't. And what you get is your carriage is currently going around in circles.
I'm just gonna run out and hold up my arms and say, "Whoa there!"
Animal handling check, please, Scanner.
Don't think it's 19.
There you go. both horses stop. The carriage is facing the wrong way, but apart from that, you're absolutely fine. The rest of you sort of waddle to catch up with your collection of 2 athletics checks. Can I take an investigation check on the road from Maverick, please, at this point, now that you've moved forward a little bit?
16?
Okay. You see a short, semi-weathered track out to the east. Leopold, give me a perception check as Maverick points out the road. Just like that. He doesn't say anything, he just goes. Leopold?
Oh yes, perception. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an 8.
That's an 8.
My passive perception's higher though, so.
Yeah, I've looked at your passive perception. I ain't gonna cut it. Okay, Kenna, as you look over to the tracks, give me a nature check, or Rook. Give me a nature check. That's probably better. Well, you can both look at the tracks. Both of you give me a nature check and see who's better. With Maverick's excellent investigation check, you realise that the road definitely leads somewhere. However, with a 15, you are able to realise that this is the track that the gentleman spoke of, and it leads to a short cavern where there may be treasure.
Let's go to the cavern.
As you look over, Kenna, you are able to head over to the little bit of sort of, I say cavern, it's more a bit of a shaft, more a bit of a mine shafty area. And as you look down, you see a sort of jagged hole where the mine shaft has collapsed. And something's glinting in the shadows.
Does it look like there's anything moving inside?
You don't see anything, but give me a perception check to see if you hear anything.
No.
No, you don't. Fantastic. Yeah, there's treasure down there. There's definitely treasure down there.
Can I look in using my dark vision?
Yeah, I mean, I assumed that looking with dark vision, she couldn't see anything. The thing is that you're looking through what is a fairly narrow gap, because if you go down, you will have to move to the right slightly to then go down the shaft. So, from the angle you're at, you're not able to see. But it is approximately a 30-foot drop to the cavern below, and a 15-foot drop to the mine shaft first. What do you think, guys?
Right now, is it just us and ours, and there's still people coming behind us?
So basically,
or...
there are 3 guards leading the rest of the procession, and they are remaining almost half a mile back. They're making sure to stay well back and let you guys proceed. And the back, very back, is Daniela, who has by now caught up, and she is the rear guard.
How far into the mine shaft is where it looks like it's glycerin?
So if you were to drop 15 foot to the mine shaft, walk 30 foot across, and then go down the 30 foot, which is a total of 75 foot. So
How do we see that?
because you can see like down at an angle, you can see that gap in the mine shaft. But hence why you can only see a little bit. Going down to the mine shaft would be fairly. I mean, you can see it. It's well built. You'd be able to drop down to it with no problem and walk along it.
How much would this whole thing necessitate rope?
Can you jump 30 foot?
I mean, no.
Can anyone cast light?
Yes, I will cast. So
He's so excited. Spell he never considered using. Go on.
My three spirits rise from the ground, and as they each point down the mine shaft, a silvery light appears that only we can see.
Oh,
Question: what did you cast? Ghost light.
Ghost light. Yes.
Okay. You are able to see clearly in the mine shaft. That is absolutely clear. Looking down the gap, you now see what appears to be an open chest full of some sort of golden jewels.
I don't trust that at all.
neither do I. Whoever
is
opened the
trash,
chest
Colin.
probably
Come
died.
on, come on.
You want to go, Rook?
Yes, I do.
Well, hold on. If you're going to go, does anyone have mage hand or something?
Unfortunately, I do not have anything like that. I also don't have the ability to dispel any magic that's kicking around. So
Give me an
all
Arcana
I
check.
have is a rope that can lower you down.
Give me an Arcana check.
20.
You detect no magic in the presence.
Okay.
Yeah, no magic at all.
Maybe a sneaky beaky creature or something then.
Possibly. I
I'm
won't
gonna
let Rook
pat-
go alone.
The pat Rook on the shoulder and cast guidance on him.
Okay. Question: where are your flying snakes right now?
That's what I was gonna. Oh, the
Yeah.
flying snakes.
Up my sleeve.
Yeah, and usually it's around my neck.
Okay. You hear us. You know what here. And
Yes.
someone's down there. I hear it. It's big.
It's big.
Heavy
Well-
footsteps.
I'm big.
Well, Jafar has told us. Has just told me there's someone or something down there that's huge.
Large.
Oh, large. Sorry,
I'll give you that for free. It's large.
large.
Yes.
Do you know what else is large? My greatsword.
Okay, Rook.
Man
that's
wants
fine.
a fight.
Listen, if you want to fight, sure, I'm going to back you up.
Okay, the 15-foot drop down to the mine shaft would be pretty simple for you all just to sit on the edge and jump down, so I won't take any checks. But how are you thinking about dropping the 30-foot?
We have rope.
I'm gonna teleport.
Sick. Are you going first?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sure.
Okay, do you have dark
so-
vision?
No. I'm gonna cast Ghost Light though again.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Can I cast dancing light with him to
Yeah.
create an even bigger light?
Okay, you can see. And at this point, you can hear. And what you see is a large horned fiend at the bottom of the mine shaft, at the bottom of the hole. And it is ugly as hell. Allow me to get you an image, actually. Why not? Let's have an image of this ugly brute.
Well,
Is it
we're
looking
definitely
at
not
us?
surprising it.
Unless it's classically asleep.
No,
blind.
it is wide fucking awake. And it is very happy with the treasure it has discovered.
I'm wide awake.
Yep, that one. Let me just get the image up. I didn't prepare an image beforehand. I mean, I did. I saved the image. What I didn't do was add it to Twitch.
Oh my god.
It is ugly as hell.
What do
Ooh.
you mean? He's absolutely beautiful.
Great, you can take him as a pet. No, you can't. I mean, good luck with that.
Wait, you already said it.
Yeah, that is
Is
what
there
you see down
anything-
there, Maverick, as you teleport in front of it.
Oh no, that's not what I'm doing. Also, now that we've got a big light down there, I can't teleport.
Oh. No. It's not a big light. It's dancing shadows and ghost light. There's no big light going on. But you've got his attention.
Well, the only way I can teleport is going from one dark place to another.
If you want to teleport into the shadows, you can teleport approximately 25 foot behind him.
Okay, great.
Okay.
But like how I teleport is that like my shadows my spirits are around me, and then like they swirl around me, and then in a blink of an eye I'm gone.
Beautiful. The rest of you see Maverick teleport down there, and you see him behind this beast.
Do we see him behind him? I don't think we can see into the dark like that.
No, there's a ghost light down there, so there's a little bit of light on it.
Oh, okay.
Can I take a... Who would know? Brother Alari, give me a religion check.
Will do. It's going to be a 21.
You know this to be a Nelfeshni from the third planes of the lower hells.
Oh, it's one of those things I can't pronounce.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Oh,
How are the rest of you?
Anything about them?
Yes.
Anything important about it I should know?
What do you know about it? You know that it's understands abyssal. You know that it is pretty strong against magic attacks. It does better. It struggles more with physical attacks. And you know that sometimes it can summon forth a light that can be terrifying to those who view it.
All right.
They can
he's
also
a big
teleport.
boy. Magic's not going to work, and also he likes to make people to be very afraid. Are we doing this together?
Or are you leaving Maverick to it?
I can teleport at will, so I can just go back up.
Okay. How are the rest of you descending?
Is there anything up here to tie a rope to?
Yeah, there's loads. I mean, it's a mine shaft, just tied to a stone pillar.
I will
I'm
tie
just
a
going
rope.
to
Okay.
pass out some buffs before we go ahead and
Yeah.
jump into this. Lucius, take heroism, level 1.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to put my emboldening bond, which is now up to 3 people, on Lucius, Rook, and who else likes to get up in front? That's 30 feet. I'll put it on Kenna.
Okay, your emboldening bond doesn't require concentration, does it?
Does not.
Okay, fantastic. Excellent.
Heroism does, though.
Yeah, that's why I asked. Okay, and who's going down the rope first? Rook was spoiling for a fight.
I'll lead the way, yes.
Yes. Okay.
I'll follow behind him closely.
You
I'm staying up.
You notice this beast a little distracted, but as the large Rook descends into its realm, roll initiative, please.
Oh dear.
Now, let's see if I've judged this party correctly. Kenna first, please.
14.
Leopold.
8.
Lucius.
20.
Brother Alari.
Natural 20.
Okay. And you'll have advantage on your first action. Maverick.
8.
And Rook.
11.
Okay. As you get down there, Brother Laura, are you descending the rope or are you staying at the top?
How far down is the thing?
30 foot.
Then I'll stay up top.
Okay. Kenna, are you going down or staying up top?
How far is it from... Yeah, I'll go down.
Okay. As the three of you descend and Nevold and Brother Alari stay up top. Maverick, you're in the shadows behind it. Brother Alari Slade, what are you doing?
I wasn't expecting to have to come up with something so soon. I think I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. Make your hit roll with advantage. It's one of the few times you will ever get advantage on a spiritual weapon hit, is when you crit your initiative.
First one's a 21.
That'll hit.
That one isn't as good.
21 it is.
Okay, so that's going to be 2d8 plus 5. That's going to be 13 and then 3, so 16.
16 damage. Nice. What are you doing with your action?
I'm going to stay up side and give everybody a good old thumbs up.
I like it.
Yeah, I will summon my a version of the spear that I carry with the 2 prongs down at the bottom and just take a swing at this thing's nuts.
Nice, nice. He's not going to like that. Lucius, what are you doing?
I'm going to strike him.
Are you? Roll to hit.
26.
That'll hit.
12 damage. Second strike.
Mm-hmm.
27.
That'll
Jesus.
hit.
11 damage, and I'm going to punch him in the face.
Please do.
19.
Yep.
Holy shit. Jesus.
That is 12.
Okay. Does that conclude your turn?
So currently I'm pretty sure I'm still in front of him, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then Maverick's in the back. Rook is directly to my right or
Yes.
to my left, or
Directly
Okay.
to your left.
okay. I want to move a little bit to the right in order for him to try and pull his attention, as well as make sure we're nice and clumped up.
Okay. As you do so, now Fashionly lets out a bright, scintillating, multicolored light. I will need Lucius and Rook and Kenna to make a wisdom saving throw, please. Lucius, Rook, you are both frightened. Kenna?
20.
Kenna, you are not. Okay,
Lucius can't be frightened.
sick. Okay.
Heroism.
Yes, excellent decision. And then the Nelfashni will teleport up top. And he will
Of course.
claw at Leovold. That is a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Someone's got a vendetta this episode.
Where's my... Hello? My dice have disappeared.
Teleport up and hit the person that didn't even hit the thing. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to have to roll the damage again. I don't see what the damage was there. That's 10 slashing damage.
Mhm.
And then it will roll to hit you again. That's a 17 to hit.
Yep.
That is 12 damage.
Okay.
And then he turns to Brother Olari. That's a
Scrolls fell to mention
does
you
a
could teleport.
24 to hit.
Oh, that's gonna hit.
That's 39 damage.
Yep.
I don't know why that happened. Okay. Kenna, you're up. You can see it clearly. At the top.
Alright, I thought you said you studied these things.
He did tell you you
I
had teleported.
I'll just take a shot from below. Is
Okay.
he facing me?
No, he's got his back to you. You may roll to hit with advantage.
20.
Okay. That'll hit. That
Actually,
sharpshooter?
that's
Or...
21.
Kenna, did you want to take a bonus action before you auto attack this thing?
Yes. Yes, of course I do.
Okay, just checking.
Yep. Never mind what that does. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to remember things?
Which is,
Okay, so it was 16 plus...
for reference to anybody else, that's Hunter's Mark happening.
Sorry, no, 14 plus 5, so 19 plus 1 fire damage.
20 damage, Jesus. Okay, yeah, that's pretty brutal, and you have 2 attacks, don't you?
Yep.
How rude.
Okay, that's a 29 to hit.
That'll hit. Oh,
13.
Kenna's Hunter's Mark is meant to happen all the time, he just occasionally forgets. 13 total damage.
No, that changed to 17 as I weave some necrotic magic on that arrow.
Beautiful.
Fuck yeah.
Is that 13 in total?
Yeah,
And then
13
plus
total,
4.
plus 4.
Okay, beautiful. Does that conclude your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Rook. You're up. I don't know what you're meant to do from down there, but you're up.
Also frightened.
Oh, actually, I do know what you can do from down there. Do you remember what you can do from down there? Rook.
Frightened though.
Rook, you're muted.
Oh shit! I was asking how close I am to it.
30 foot.
30 feet. Sweet. I'm gonna bonus action rage first.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna yell at the dude, thanks for the treasure, and then I'm gonna hit it with my sword from 30 feet at range.
The old psychic greatsword. I love it. Yep, swing the hit.
It's a 26 to hit.
You got advantage. See if you crit.
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
26 it is. I think you have to roll the force damage on that weapon, the psychic damage on that weapon separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Give me the damage. Oh, you have three things to... Yeah.
15 plus a d4.
15...
So that's 18.
18 damage. Nice. That is pretty brutal. Second attack, are you throwing something at it?
Second attack, I'm going to throw a javelin at it.
Oh, does it? I thought it
19.
only stopped you from moving closer.
I think it does both, but I mean, he just didn't have advantage.
It wouldn't matter
because-
anyway, he hit regardless, yeah. Sorry, what did you say on the second?
Second attack, I threw a javelin at it.
Yep,
For I had 19 to hit.
yeah, that'll hit.
For 11 damage.
Okay. And at this point, he will make a legendary... Oh, sorry, does that conclude your turn?
Yep, that's it.
He will make his action, and he will take Leovold and grapple him. Leovold, I need an athletics check, please.
Yeah, that's 5.
Okay, that's a 26.
He
He
really doesn't like Leovold.
he grabs you and he throws you down the hole. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and he teleports behind you as you arrive. You are prone.
Okay.
How
I suppose I could try to catch him.
Sure, give me a dex check.
That's really good. Wait, what's my dex? 21.
Okay, fantastic. You're able to get underneath him. Now give me a strength saving throw.
Oh.
As a 6-foot
That sounds
elf
good.
falls on top of you from 30 foot high.
13.
Fantastic. Instead of him taking 4 bludgeoning damage, 6 bludgeoning damage, you'll take 10. That's very kind of you.
Fine.
But he's fine. You were a nice soft landing, and you are both prone. Leovold, what are you doing?
I am as furious as can fucking be. Fuck you, you big ugly prick! And, yeah, wild magic. Let's, consider this a, oh yeah, that's absolutely fucking happening. Yeah, let's see
What are you
how
casting
fucking
first,
extreme
please?
this is.
Let's cast first,
Well,
please.
it's a cantrip. It is a cantrip.
Okay.
but-
I'd like to know what you're casting first.
Right, okay. Now, we are going Tides of Chaos fucking Firebolt. I
Firebolt.
get
Okay.
advantage on this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 22.
Are you standing up
hide in the
first, by the way?
I'm just doing it from the ground. I'm
Okay,
fucking
cool.
throwing this shit right at his face.
Beautiful. That'll hit.
Right. 23, yep, that'll hit. And a 16, and wild magic. Let's go with,
Yeah, my logic is that I'd like you to do your damage before you kill yourself with your wild magic. Just so you're not a complete detriment.
yeah, I'm now invisible.
Sick.
So I fucking throw my thing and I become invisible. And
At this point, Kenna, you're sort of underneath an invisible being. You're slightly confused.
And so, yeah, as that
I'm just
happens, I
gonna-
want to say, Kenna, you crushed Leovold, you killed him!
No, Leovold crushed her. He dropped,
Oh, I'm sorry,
he dropped
you're right,
30
right.
foot on top of his head.
Yeah,
Does
you're
that
right, I
conclude your
forgot
turn,
about the other way
Leovold?
Just lying on the ground.
I'm gonna
in
crawl. I'm
confusion.
gonna.
What are you
Yeah,
going
I'm
to try and do?
gonna. Well, I guess I can't really get up, can I?
Yeah, you can get up and take half your movement speed. You getting
Yeah,
up's
yeah,
nice and easy. It's probably very nice of you to get up so that Kenna can actually
I'll get
stand
up
up
then, and I'll
afterwards.
just like. I'll get up and then I'll like slide around to this fuckhead side and
Okay.
chuck
Say
a
you're
potion.
15 foot away. Um,
15 foot away, or no? I was going to be close, like just sliding to his side.
oh, okay, cool. 5 feet away then.
Just like,
Yep. And
Yeah,
you're
I'm gonna
chugging a
chug a
potion.
potion.
Yep, fantastic. Maverick, you're up.
Okay, I need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh yes, he's excellent at those. That's a 14.
Okay, great. So my spirits like raise from the ground and each put their like hand over my mouth, and then as they lower their hand, it looks like I'm whistling, but no sound's coming out. He takes 31 damage from psychic. Can I describe
Sick.
his demise?
No.
Oh,
no, he's not
man,
dead.
really?
He looks injured. Brother Alari, you're up. You're also muted.
Yes, I am. Okay. First thing, bonus action. I'm going to stab this thing with my spiritual weapon.
Okay, roll
While he's
the hit.
down back in the hole. Do-do-do-do. Where'd they go? $26.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Alright, it's gonna be 13.
Okay.
I think it's radiant.
It is.
Who's hurt?
Who
Mother
isn't
Alari
hurt?
calls down the hole.
Kenna, Leovold, Lucius, I believe. No, Lucius is fine. Never mind. Kenna, Leovold.
I'm gonna throw down a healing word to Kenna. He makes it a level 2.
I mean, I would have thought you were the one that was really hurt, but
I am.
yeah. Okay.
I'm fine. Cool.
Take 10 HP.
Okay.
And, yeah. I'm going to just sort of hang out here and wait to be murdered next turn.
Lucius, you're up.
I'm going to look at him. He said he's looking hurt. He's not.
He's injured.
He's injured. Okay. Let's add to those injuries, shall we?
He doesn't understand you. That will hit, though.
12 damage.
Yeah.
15.
12 plus 10 as a green mist envelops your fist.
A 15 will miss.
And then my bonus action. 16.
16. That'll miss. Okay, does that conclude your turn?
Who is he focusing on currently?
You.
Just me? Oh, perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, that ends my turn.
He's going to try
Yeah,
and
that-
bite you.
Did you get the plus 10 damage,
Yeah.
James?
That's a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You take 29 piercing damage. He then teleports behind Maverick, swinging his claws. Oh, that's a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Spiffing. That's 18 slashing damage. And then he teleports again onto Kenna. And he will slash at her with advantage because she's still on the ground. That's a 19 to hit.
Yep.
That's an 18 damage. Kenna, your turn. Half your movement speed to get up.
Yep, I will stand up.
And he's also
And
in
I
melee
will-
range should you be attacking.
Yep, I will slash at him with my short sword.
Excellent, excellent. Please do so. Did you...
Natural 20.
Is Hunter's Mark a concentration spell, by the way?
It is.
Yes.
Yes,
Did
you're
you
right.
lose concentration?
No.
Fantastic. Okay.
Wait, hold on. That was.
You just
we
have to get a
rolled
10.
Falling.
10 constitution saving throw.
Yeah, but I took damage twice.
Oh, yeah, so you need to make 2 over 10 constitution saving throws.
11.
Sick!
Okay,
Perfect,
so
okay. Do your thing.
short sword, natural 20.
Oh, that'll hit.
Fuck yes.
And it does do piercing damage, so I get an extra d6. As
Is it
well.
magic?
My short sword is not magic.
Okay.
Okay, so 7 times 2 is 14. 19 plus 2, 21.
Plus 6.
Sorry, was the
as
2
I-
fire?
No, the 2 is from my piercing damage,
Okay, cool.
and I can do an additional
10.
d6.
Josh,
for
you can
fire
only
damage.
react once per round.
Really?
Yes.
So the infusion of fire is 3.
3 damage. I don't even know why I asked that, because he's been resisting that as well. Yeah. Second hit? Or some other plan?
There's a nat 1.
Yeah, that will miss. Okay. And he shall use his legendary action to grapple you and throw you. Athletics check, please.
15.
That's a 21 on his part. He picks you up and he launches you across into Rook. Both of you prone.
Can I attempt to like stop her because I'm big?
Yeah, make a
Like,
strength saving throw.
I have advantage because I'm raging.
Yeah, you do.
14. 14.
That ain't gonna cut it. He held out pretty fast. You are both prone. And speaking of which, it's your turn, Rook. You are able to use your full movement speed to get up and walk to him.
Alright, I never made my wisdom saving throw to like get frightened from my last turn.
Oh, right, okay. Make that now.
We had heroism, I think.
No, he didn't. You did.
I got a 6. So
Okay,
I'm
you
still
can't get any
frightened.
closer.
Well, I could attack it once with.
Yep. You got anything else to throw, or just the one?
So that's a 13 to hit.
That'll miss.
Because I'm furious. I'm gonna pull out my wand and shoot my wand at him.
Is that a lightning bolt?
It's an 8d6, whatever it is.
But it's a lightning bolt.
We do
Okay,
have
I'm just going to
the
give you a
emboldened
heads up.
bond
You are going to
D4.
hit Lucius and Maverick and Kenna. And him.
Alright, I'm totally not gonna do that.
Just, I thought you might want to know that is going to be a nice destructive 5 foot. In fact, you probably would have hit Leovold as well. So yeah, don't kill them all.
Instead, I'm gonna throw my hand axe at him.
Excellent. That's more like it. Yeah, a hand axe and a javelin. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
It's a
that'll
20.
hit.
For 10 damage.
Okay. Yeah, he's kind of fairly injured.
And then bonus action, using frenzy attack, I'm
Okay.
gonna throw a javelin.
Another javelin?
I have 4 javelins.
Sick. That'll hit.
That's a 23 to hit
Yeah.
for 12 damage.
Okay. Does that conclude your turn?
I'll make another wisdom saving throw to get unfrightened. Nope, that's a 4.
No, you won't. Yeah. Labeled. You're up.
Right, okay.
You are 12 foot away.
Yeah, I'm gonna get further away. Like,
Okay.
let's say my maximum movement.
Yep.
And, yeah, nobody hears anything. Nobody sees anything. Just a glob of acid being flung at this motherfucker from fuck knows where. Nobody can really see where exactly, because I'm still invisible.
Cool.
I'm using 3 charges on Wand of Chromatic Orbs to fire an acid orb.
Lovely. I like it.
Spell to hit.
Yep.
That's 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And the damage is going to be Chromatic Orb at base is 3d8, yeah?
No. It's 1d8.
What?
I believe-
1d8
believe
on
so.
Chromatic Orb? No, Chromatic Orb says it's 3d8, right?
There's no way it's 3d8. It's level 1 spell.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Oh,
level
yeah.
3.
Yeah.
It's above,
I see.
it'd be 5d8, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a
Let's
sick
go
level 1 spell.
5d8 acid damage then. 28.
28. Ooh. And for once, a hit seems to have gone through in full. Actually, for twice, the death whistle certainly hurt him. But everything else he's been resistant to, and that has been obvious. But that fucking hurt. He is very low. Does that conclude your turn?
Unless I can throw a dagger as a bonus action, then yeah, that will end my turn.
No, you can't throw daggers as bonus actions.
Yep,
That's
okay,
an
that ends my
attack.
turn then.
Maverick.
I am still very invisible.
You're up.
Yeah, we need that wisdom saving throw again.
That's a 21.
Okay, fine.
So that's half damage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
so
still kills him.
Okay, great, perfect. So, my like spirits rise and cover my mouth, and as they lower, I look like I'm whistling, but no sound comes out. As the monster like grabs at his head, he's like, "Ah!" And then his head explodes.
Beautiful. I love it. Okay, that concludes the battle. And you see a large pile of glistening treasure in a chest.
Nobody sees anything. Nobody hears anything. Somebody takes a
What?
look back to that creature. That creature has suddenly got more and more holes rapidly appearing on it and blood spurting from places that you cannot tell what.
I'm afraid to tell you that you are currently attacking, and that will end your invisibility. But apart from that, you're fine.
This is unconditional invisibility on this. It doesn't say that it ends by anything other than after a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sick. You've got 10 rounds of
I'm
hitting.
invisible and silent for a minute straight up, so I am just stabbing this thing with both my daggers over and over again as rapidly as I
Leovold,
can.
if you can hear me, it's dead.
I know. I'm screaming. I know, but you can't fucking hear it. I'm like, I know. I want my revenge on this fuck. You don't hear anything. You just still see more holes coming.
Would the rest of you like to take an inspect of the treasure?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up all my weapons.
I
And then go
I
over.
just want to check for traps a little bit and just make sure it's okay.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm gonna help him with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna heal myself.
You take the roll, Kenna. don't give me advantage.
Okay, I mean mine's not much better, but okay. Natural 20.
Yeah,
See? Told you.
it's not trapped, nor... I mean, it was trapped. You can see that. The Nalfeshli definitely ate that damage. And you are absolutely fine.
Okay.
Who are you healing, Brother Olari?
Self.
Okay.
I'm just sort of sitting down next to the well.
Okay, you see this chest is flowing with gold and gems and a couple of other interesting items.
Nice.
I will start dumping things into the haversack.
Okay.
I'll start helping.
In amongst this, you find 650 gold pieces. You find 1 ruby, 2 alexandrites, and 1 garnet. And more importantly, you find a few interesting items. You see a strange fan. You see a hairpin that appears to be made of gold and small diamonds. And you see an obsidian figurine in the shape of a horse.
Terrible horse.
Yes.
For some reason, I can't resist the pull of that. I'm going to pick it up.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
11.
It's pretty.
Oh, okay.
Not for you.
I want to look at that too.
Yeah, I'll hand it to Kenna.
Okay, sure, make an Arcana check.
Natural 20.
What is with your dice?
What?
Okay, you
Perfect.
realise that this summons a phantasmal horse, a nightmare horse, if you will. However,
Oh my
you might want to ponder it for a while to work out the command word. You will have access to it after a short rest.
Well, Kenna, you can definitely have that.
There is a beautiful
I would
looking,
love it.
elegant fan of interesting black metal with inscriptions all along either side of it.
I'm sure it can
For
be
some
a
reason-
discussion.
And a pretty
later.
hairpin.
I want to take a look at the hairpin.
Okay, I'm going to let your now 20 roll over on that one. That is what we call a lapis ornament. And this will give you +1 to hit
Oh wow.
on your attacks. And it will certainly look absolutely shocking in any of your hair. So, Keller, I think that might just be yours.
I don't know. Rook, you want the gold hairpin? It's got diamonds. It's got diamonds. No? No?
No, apparently
Alright.
not. And yes, the fan, I will give you this for free. This is a wind fan. It will allow you to cast Gust of Wind.
I'm going to pick up the fan and walk over to Maverick. For some reason, I feel like this would go good for you.
I'm gonna take it from you. And then
Lucius knows what's coming. Excuse me? No, we don't feed chips to cats. Can't.
I'm gonna take it from you. I'm gonna face it towards you. I'm gonna...
Okay. Lucius, make a dex saving throw. Google the damn spell.
16.
Because I don't know what the numbers are on it. Oh, for fuck's
It's
sake.
going to be against his spell save DC.
It's
whatever
given
his
me a
normal spell
fucking
save DC
Pharrell
is.
Williams song. Okay. Sorry, strength saving throw, but I'll take the same dice.
16.
You are pushed 15 foot away from Maverick.
But your hair's never looked better.
And a candle that was lit in the corner of the room goes out.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll flip my cloak of billowing simultaneously to make it look cooler.
As you skid backwards away. Excellent. You look up and you can climb back up the rope, but you also see that the small cavern you're in has a little pool of water at the end of it. A little placid lake. And give me a perception check, please. Who can see well in the dark?
I can see in the dark.
Fantastic. Give me a perception check, please.
16.
You see a small water elemental floating upon the water. You know these to be fairly placid creatures. But it seems to be holding something in its hand. It extends it towards you.
Does it seem friendly?
Very much so.
Alright, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay,
Whatever it's holding.
can anybody speak primordial?
I do.
Yes.
Fantastic. The two of you hear a watered gurgle. Thank you for freeing me from the demon. And you are given a... screen. It's a something of water elemental control, but I can't honestly tell you what the something is, so that you can get it on D&D Beyond. It might be a sensor, might be a bowl. I think it's a bowl. I'm getting there. Where is it?
It is a bowl.
Thank you. Bowl of commanding water elementals. There you go. Yep. And that will allow you to summon a water elemental.
That's cool.
Isn't that exciting?
It's very cool.
I don't believe that requires attunement. No, it doesn't. So yeah, have at it. And at this point, it is fair to say that you're probably climbing back up the rope. Is that correct?
How long has passed
Approximately 40 minutes.
since we killed the thing?
Oh no, about 4 minutes.
Okay, well, I'm definitely no longer invisible. I'm a lot calmer. Thing's got a lot more holes. I'm covered in blood.
Despite all that, can I just inspect the demon? Is there anything, I don't say interesting, but do you think I could fetch anything from it at all, or maybe?
Yes.
It explains.
The claws would be useful in poisons. That's about it. Are you going to try and extract those?
Yeah,
I'll take a nature check, please.
That's an 8. I think I guffed it.
Yeah, you have the claws. You just also have half of the hand with it.
I just rolled a 19. I'll help him out with it.
Okay, you can dexterously dishevel these items to sort of finger length, but it will require somebody with some proper herbalism skills to extract them properly.
What about the tusks and everything on this thing? Anything interesting about
Sharp.
those? Sharp, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I got for
Can I
you.
use them as daggers?
Sure, give yourself a dagger.
I'll
Not
cut both of them
magical.
off and replace my daggers with his tusks. And leave the daggers stuck in his eyes.
Yeah.
But would the tusks be like two-handed?
We will take a short break in a second, so you'll be able to divvy up your loot then. As you climb back up the ladder, approximately 40 minutes has passed, and you see that the group has come to a halt on the roadside, approximately 200 foot away from you, and somebody's been kind enough to set up a little camp.
Fantastic. I will take a moment then, whilst we're at the side, to cast some spells into my ring. If that's okay, real quick.
Before you do, as you look around, you notice that there's signs of battle. And what you see is 4 orc corpses upon the ground.
Oh shit.
And one orc wearing what appears to be a shamanistic dress. is chained to a tree, and Daniela is standing over him, prodding him repetitively with a wand, and yelling, "Where did you come from?" in about 18 different languages, and the orc is remaining silent. And we will take a short break there. It is fair to say that she'll probably be torturing the orc overnight, so if you want to take a long rest, you may, but we will resume pre-long rest. So please cast into your Ring of Spell Storing, and we'll have a little role-playing before long rest, but if you want to long rest your characters, you may. And we shall be back shortly. As you have climbed the ladder and you reach the top, you see that Daniela is currently torturing an orc. Shamanistic orc. She's poking it in the head with a wand and yelling at it in multiple languages, some of which you comprehend and some of which you don't.
As I finish casting up my spells into my ring, I'll stroll on over and ask her, Daniela, what's going on here?
We're attacked! You guys are all down some cavern. Look at the state of that god! She gestures to one of the gods, and he is fucked up beyond belief. He's got like an arrow through his cheek. He's currently in excruciating pain. He's screaming, he's yelling. Half his leg is hanging off.
I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Oh yeah.
Can you fix limbs with that?
I can stop him from being in pain.
Okay, cool.
I can roll medicine.
Yeah, give me a medicine check to pull the arrow out his cheek.
Who has the journal to Mal'Janic?
Brother Alari.
Oh, Lord.
18.
I'll pass it along.
Okay.
I'll write this all down and send it to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna use disguise self on myself so that the orc doesn't see me.
Okay. Excellent decision. Medicine check was
18.
18. Yeah, you just yank out the arrow. That's absolutely fine. Cure wounds from both of you. But his leg is hanging off. It is attached by about 2 tendons. That's about it at the knee. Daniela says, "Oh, don't bother about him. I'll deal with it later. But right now we have a problem. Why did they attack us? Where did they attack us from? And what are they doing here? And this bastard won't talk."
I'm gonna try and get her attention without getting the orc's attention to follow me to get away from the orc.
Okay. Yeah, she sort of notices you and wanders off, leaving Lucius and Leovold alone with the orc.
So,
I did really call him Luvon.
oh, spoilers. So I'm going to nudge Maverick.
Yeah.
And Leovold will respond.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
You can hear this
he's not
too.
just Maverick, not Mal'Janic, Maverick.
You can still do that thing. Maybe we can get him to. Oh no, they have to be dead and you get the last moments of their death. Correct? Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, if we kill him, then we'll have already seen it, so I'll get a random memory. So we could get something good, but we could also get him being potty trained, so...
I have something better for you guys.
Also, I can't do it around these people.
Leovold, you were saying?
Leovold?
I have something better for this guy. I'm going straight up to the orc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look straight at him. I'm going to say, I suggest you tell us everything we know. Wisdom saving throw, please. DC 17.
17? You got an 8 with a -1. Yeah.
Yeah, he's now under the influence of the suggestion spell. Yeah, he has to obey that command.
Okay, he says, we were sent for Celine.
I'm writing this all down to Mal'Janic.
Sorry, what did he just say?
We were sent for Celine.
Oh.
And for an orc. We don't know its name.
An orc.
We believe him to be
Don't know
male.
their name.
He is
Where did
hiding
you come
him.
from?
Up north and slightly west, Karat.
Correct. Note that down as well.
We came over the border together, all of us.
Right. And why?
For the orc.
Who sent you?
I knew you were going to ask me that question. Hold on, I'll get there.
Speak, man!
I need to confer to Rook. Where the fuck have you put the information?
Do you need my dad's name?
Yes! God damn it! Why is it not in your backstory? Oh, it's in your enemies. Yes, Ragdar. Ragdar sent us.
How many of you crossed the border?
800.
What?
800.
Is this to do with the throne?
A lot.
No. We were
Then
paid.
why
We were
Celine?
paid for Celine.
Are there any?
Go on, Maverick first.
I was just gonna say, but you know she's not here, right?
We couldn't find her. But this is only a small band, a forward scouting party. We will find her.
Page.
Yeah.
Sorry? Pastry, did you say? Rook, did you say pastry?
That's Hilari.
Larry?
I didn't say that.
I said who paid you?
Oh, right, okay. I don't know his name. I think it was a gnome.
It's cute that you think you'd be able to take Celine. Pretty sure she could single-handedly take on your entire group.
We don't question orders.
I thought you said an orc sent them.
An orc
But
sent
a
them over
gnome
the
paid
border, but a
you.
gnome paid for the hit on Celine.
I have a question. You said 800.
Yes. I
Are there
can't
any
count
plans
that
to
high.
attack Drathnor Keep?
I do not know of the plans. He's
But there
telling
are
the
plans.
truth. He's telling the truth. He doesn't know of the plans.
He has to, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There may be plans. We do not question orders.
What was the father's name?
Groups of 5 of us, Ragdar. Groups of 5 of us were sent out along the roads to Garena, to the monastery, and to Telluria, all to accost any groups on the road, looking for an orc and for Celine.
Where's Ragdar?
We left him on the border. He did
didn't
not
cross.
divulge his plans. He crossed, but there we left him. You know Ragdar has crossed. You've seen a small group of orcs in the forest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucius has, he who should not be named replied.
No.
No, he hasn't.
Typical.
I'm just going to keep sending that, and even though he did not veiled any plans for Drathnor Keep, I'm just going to tell Marjanic to just be super aware. That's all.
And also, if you can, ask him to get the word out that others will be attacked along the roads.
Alright.
Make sure that people that
You
are
see a
that
very
need to know
hastily
do know.
scrawled note back to you saying, "The keep is defended, I'm busy. Take notes."
How did so many of
Understood.
you cross the border without being noticed?
The borders have been open for months.
I
This
thought the
is
borders
news to
closed.
you. No, the borders of Luvella are closed. But it's news to you that there's open passage over the borders. You would know that to
Where?
traditionally be guards. We were able to enter all over the west border.
They just... Okay.
Let me just...
With no resistance?
Exactly.
No resistance. We passed over the river, over the bridges.
First Livella and now Karat. Are we destined for war?
This worries me.
Well, regardless, you thou orc, I advise you go back and tell your leader that you failed.
Daniela
Are you
comes,
crazy,
Daniela
Leovold?
comes over at this point. Sorry, Daniela is currently with Rook. Rook, what did you want to say to Daniela?
I just want to talk to her and say, Danietta, what has this orc told you?
Nothing. Not a word.
Do you know why they are here?
No, not a word. We even tried some magic to extract the truth, but I had nothing specific for this.
They're here for me, and I cannot be seen. Their leader, Ragdar, he is my father, and I never knew him as my mother left with me as a baby, but all I know is that she told me that one day he will come looking for me, and I do not know what will happen when he finds me.
I have heard the tales. Your mother has been quite free with her speech, but the border should be defended.
The border should be defended.
It should. This makes no sense. We must tell Maldranik, and she puts an earring to her ear, and Maldranik, the border is undefended to the west. He says he knows. He's only just found out.
And how many orcs did you guys capture and kill?
5. 4 dead.
This is their entire
And this
party
one.
then.
Yeah.
We
They said
cannot
they
let
go
this.
in groups of 5.
We are going to have to kill this orc. We cannot let it escape.
I
Well,
agree.
now that he knows who you are and knows that you're here.
And
yeah,
Leopold,
he
you are
definitely
talking
cannot-
from about 50 foot away to somebody you can't hear.
Oops, sorry.
That's alright.
I thought he was here with us.
No, he's with Daniela. He's taken her off for a
Oh, I
walk.
thought Daniela was with us.
No, he took her for a walk.
Question.
As
Oh,
far
That's
as
what I'm
I'm
saying.
concerned, the orc doesn't know I'm here.
Yeah, he doesn't. He has no clue.
Myself.
And at this point,
Von a Vixen, is that who
you
you're talking
lot,
about?
Leopold, Lucius,
The Eater of-
Maverick, what are you doing with him? Kenneth's
You want the
there
Eater of
too.
Dreams, do you?
Um, if we, I mean, we're obviously gonna have to kill him, but he can still
We
be
don't.
used.
He doesn't know anything, really, does he? I mean, he's found us, and
What would you like to do with him?
well, if he goes back to his leader, he's going to get executed for failure, more than likely.
Yeah,
he might be
and
able
for
he'll-
him.
He
Is that
might
what
be
was
able to
with him?
communicate that the quarry they're looking for isn't here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and motion everyone to come over to me and Daniela away from the orc.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go too.
I'll keep watch over him just to make sure he doesn't try anything.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure he can't escape or anything. Or in
Okay,
any
as
way.
I walk away, I'm gonna say, Lucius, make sure he doesn't let him go.
Don't worry. He won't get far.
Okay, as you
Guys,
all reach Daniela's side.
I'm just gonna say, this is probably not the last time we are going to be attacked, so we need to be on the lookout at all times. I believe, if I am not seeing, that there is no danger, so we don't necessarily have to become aggressive when we come across any in the future. So perhaps it might actually be best to let the orc go
No,
to give information
these orcs
that
from the
there's
west,
nothing here.
they die. We get what
Oh.
information we can, they die. That's Daniela speaking, not me.
I agree with Daniela.
Particular reason?
Rook, it's too risky.
But Daniela, hear me out. If he sees everyone here and there is no orc, they won't come back after us.
One more orc alive is
Continue
one more
searching
orc that
over.
can attack. At this point, have you told Daniela that 800 have crossed the border?
Not yet.
I don't know.
By the way, Daniela, 800 has crossed the border.
Yes, every orc that comes over must die.
Rook,
This is no casual attack.
you don't want to go back to your father, right? Well, you don't even want to see your father.
No, I do not. All right, do as you must.
She turns Daniela with a wand in hand and says, "Have you got all the information that you wish?"
Daniela, it's fine. We'll deal with this.
I will begin to say it.
I wanted vengeance.
Well,
That
well,
guard is
you
a friend
can-
of mine.
Well, you can wave your wand at the other dead bodies. But if you don't mind, I'd like to take this one.
Just let me first. And she runs over. And she just kicks him in the groin. And then stands over and watches as you can execute him.
Wonderful. Great. Guys, could you help me carry this,
Anything. Yeah, sure. You have some weird fetishes, Maverick, but sure, we can let you give your privacy,
Hey, I don't remember you disagreeing last night.
Daniela looks over. She says, "I will come to see he is dead." She already knows about your magic.
He doesn't.
She does. You used it in a fight right in front of her face.
No, she wasn't there. It was only Selena Maldranik, and Selena was
Daniela-
knocked down.
Daniela
Daniela
was
was
very
there.
present. She's what kept
Yeah,
you
she was
alive.
dying. Yes, I was.
Throwing out.
She kept you alive with heals. She's very aware that you want to do some necromantic shit, and she's absolutely fine with it as long as she sees him die.
Okay, fine. Come on, Daniela. Tag along. Get the legs.
She will summon a mage hand to assist. Yes, exactly.
As we take it a bit into the forest and away from the rest of the party, and guys, can you just lie him on the floor and then one of you do the job?
Sure. Fine.
Can I? She really wants to kill him.
You're
Sure.
bloodthirsty. I like it.
And yet, you seem to really hate orcs. Are you okay? Because there's one of them
My
around.
mother was killed by the tribes of the West.
See.
And this bastard really hurt Drago, and he was a close friend. And at this point, she summons a sword with a wand, and you see this sword slowly, serrated edge, just sawing his head off, bit by bit. The orc is screaming bloody murder, and she looks like she has no remorse.
Okay, well that seems like a lot.
Okay,
that seems like justice.
so that disturbing sight, put to one side. I'm gonna kneel down to the facing like the side of his body.
Mm-hmm.
So one spirit will rise to his head, one to his feet, and then one opposite me.
Okay.
And yes, I will cast Memories of the Fallen.
Yep, knew it was coming.
As the ghosts place their hand upon the body, image comes to your mind. You see a lot of orcs. They are to your left and right. You're standing in a crowd looking up at a leader who holds an axe in the air. And do you speak Orcish?
You know fine and damn well that I don't.
He is yelling commands, and they are cheering. I want to give you. Orcs aren't going to be randomly conversing in Goblin, I'm sorry.
Be speaking in common.
No, they're speaking Orc to Orc. I'm afraid they're speaking Orcish, but you see that they are preparing to march for war. And more importantly, by the head Orc, you see a Goblin standing. A Goblin? A gnome, sorry. A gnome.
Really, no goblin.
No, not a Goblin. You see a gnome standing there, folded arms. Make a perception check. See how much of this you're aware of.
Ooh, that's 17.
You see, far behind the gnome, some form of metal golem. And that is all I can give you.
I've had snap back to it. And my spirits fade.
Okay.
I don't get up, I just like turn around and I say, they're invading. I don't know if they have more than one, but they have a golem with them too. They're marching for war.
Two things, Maverick. Is it possible for you to repeat what you heard?
He can give it a go. Do you speak Orcish?
No, but we do have one here who does.
Okay, as you repeat the words to Rook.
Wait, actually, Rook, do you speak Orcish? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I am an orc, so yes, I speak Orcish.
Okay, just checking.
As you repeat
I didn't grow up in
certain
Paris,
words, Rook winces at the strange pronunciations, but you get a little bit. You get, we march, we get something about a son. You know this to be you. And you get something about Garena.
I know.
And lastly, Maverick, do you remember everything you saw?
Yes.
Can I attempt to draw in the journal to accurately represent what he saw in his vision?
Yes.
As he
Get-
draws.
Get your
Is
coloured
this-
pencils out, Lucius.
You get a message back saying, Bantus is captured. I will talk soon.
Who?
Bantus, the
Bantus.
Lord of Drathnor Keep.
Wait,
Shit.
guys. Wait. My mother is in Garena right now.
Also, I will give you Bantus is captured, not by orcs.
Oh. Okay.
Well, this is a bad day.
Yeah, it's not a great day. Regardless, would you like a long rest?
So what's delicious? What's for
Fucking
dinner?
damn right do I have a long rest.
Yes, I guess
Okay.
I guess. Oh well, since I only need to sleep 4 hours, I would like to try and match this statue. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Yeah, between the two of you, you're able to get an image, sort of right. Do I have a picture?
Does it look like what I saw in the
Yes.
visions from the unicorn? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It is identical. And I do not have an image of it, I don't believe. No, I do not. So you'll have to, memory will have to, imagination, sorry, will have to suffice. However, take a long rest.
Yeah.
Before we rest, I'm gonna take the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna write in it. Meldranic, I know you're busy, but if you can send someone to help my mother and look after in Garena.
Garena is protected, the note comes back. And then, following that, it says, Rook, this is not just about you.
Lord was protected.
In it, that's what I was just gonna say.
No, Lord Bantus was not captured from inside Drathnor Keep. He was captured on the road.
Before we take a... Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meldranic, according to your knowledge, the border was defended.
Yes,
I think
this is what I mean.
care
Lots of
needs to be
things
taken.
are happening simultaneously. We are defending all cities now.
War
Mobilizing.
plans are being enacted
Yeah,
clearly.
pretty much. They're going on martial defense.
Yeah, before
Should
we go on
maybe
this long
the-
rest, I'm gonna stand up and put my hand on Rook's shoulder and just say, "Don't worry, we won't let them get you."
Thank you.
Out of curiosity, Rook, what do you look like right now? Or are you back to orcish?
What I look like right now?
Yeah.
I'm back to myself by now.
Okay, what did you look
Orcish,
like when you
that's
disguised
it.
yourself?
That's a good question. I was worried in the description. I have to look like something that's my size, and I don't really know
A
what.
big human will
I
do.
can look-
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
big
British
human.
human, yeah.
And I look like a female too, not a male.
Sick. But you still speak with the same voice.
Unless I use a fake voice.
Yes. Oh, it's
But
me!
yeah, that's gonna be my go-to disguise self in the future.
Okay.
A female woman.
Okay.
I think, Rook, for future travel, I think you should stay inside the carriage. And
Yes,
I think
I
we
was gonna
should
say the
go
same.
as fast as we can. I don't think stopping for lunch should happen.
Pretty much ever, yeah. We'll get by on rations.
Just do remember that you were told to take your time by Maldranic, so you don't have to listen to him in the
What does
slightest.
Maldranic know? He thinks everyone's protected, and yet the Lord of Drathnor keeps gone.
One of our guards is
Almost
dead.
wondering.
He's saying
should this
take our
mission maybe
time.
be about-
He's saying take our time, but war plans are clearly evolving
Yes.
very quickly, and things
Yeah.
are going to descend rapidly into war.
We
Do
have to
we
be
have
careful.
the luxury of time for this?
No.
I think he's more worried about you getting there before the war plans are enacted. Is more my
They
point.
could be enacted within the next 2 days, for all we know.
Oh, enemy war plans, yes. I see what you mean.
Exactly.
We have to be careful, but we should definitely
Mm-hmm.
keep a good pace.
Okay.
So he told us to take our time before he knew what he now knows. How much does that
Precisely.
plan change? We
Okay.
should ask Meldranic that.
Even if
We
we
shouldn't
don't
ask Maldranic anything.
meet with anybody in Telluria yet, I would rather be inside the borders of a defended city.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
We have
Yeah,
too many
travel
people with us that can be hurt.
Speaking of which, Daniela is going to suggest to you that perhaps she takes some of the regular nobles back. It is only a day back. It is 6 ahead to Telluria.
That's probably a
Perhaps.
good idea.
Not
Will be
sorry
even more
to say
alone, perhaps.
she's not escorting them. She is thinking of sending them back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anyone non-essential, anyone who is absolutely not needed for
Yeah.
this, there's no need to risk them. Just teleport them home.
Oh, any of them important? Do they have any like important business over there?
Uldor will still travel with you. As
Oh,
will
okay.
Eldrin and Alamar, who are coming for their own reasons, and Kieran.
I wanna.
All the named characters.
I wanna go talk to Alamar.
Okay. You head over and you see that him and Eldrin are looking over a scrying pool on the ground.
Can Can I borrow you for a second?
Eldrin turns to you. He's concentrating very hard right now. Perhaps 1 minute. You may be interested in this image.
Okay.
And you see... give me a history check.
That's a 19.
Okay, you see the border at Karat. And the walls are broken down. And what is immense about this is these are huge boulders, you know, sort of 30 by 30 foot that have just been strewn around. This doesn't look like the work of just orcs unless large war machines are involved. You see hundreds of guards lying dead on the ground, and suddenly Anamar shakes his head. The pool clears and he turns to, oh, I'm sorry, I just wanted to finish the image.
It's okay. Can I speak to you for a second?
Of course. Eldrin, please bear with me. And he walks over with you to a quieter part of the camp.
Okay, cool. Can you defend yourself?
Very much so.
How?
He sort of gestures to himself. He's just sort of, I'm not as simple as I look. Magic is in my grasp, although mostly it's natural magic. My whole family were born with it. Think sort of nature stuff, I guess. He sort of sprouts a small sapling in his hand, and then you see it grow to a small bush and then dissipate.
You're a druid.
We don't worship nature as such, but we use it as a tool.
Because it seems war's brewing. Not only are there 800, if not more, orcs coming, but they also have golems.
It's exciting, isn't it?
I mean, a little bit, but... but still, this is no time for jokes.
You would think with people like Maldranik and Daniela and Celine and the king and all of that we'd be protected, but...
You'd think
part of
so.
me hopes we get to see a little bit of a fight.
True, I don't want you to get hurt.
That's sweet of you to say. Perhaps we should stay close.
Maverick's just gonna blush very red. Okay.
Yeah. Not that close quite yet. So we do have company. But close. And he leans in and he kisses you on the cheek and he says, I hope you stay safe too.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to my friends and he's gonna like slowly like
he smiles a sly smile and he sort of laughs and heads back to Eldrin. Where it appears they're doing some work on Daniela's behalf.
As Maverick walks by, I'm just sort of...
shove him in the chest. Fuck off, man.
As the teasing dissipates, you bedding down for a long rest?
Yeah, sure.
I still want to ponder this statue.
Okay. I don't know what you want from me.
What do you want me to do?
Ponder away. No, you see that it's a statue. It's clearly in some way designed to defend people, but you didn't see it move in the image, and you didn't see the image at all. So right now you've just got a mechanical statue. It's made of metal, if that helps.
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the obsidian statue.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the golem thing.
No.
Okay, yeah. It's only a short rest required. You can use it.
Okay.
By all means, summon it.
Yeah, I'm going to summon it. I'll think of a code word later. I'm just gonna say, come forth.
Okay. And you are greeted by a nightmare horse. And you hear one word come to mind in your head. Misfortune. Give me an intelligence check.
Eight.
Okay. Yeah, he's saying misfortune to you. Even with an 8, it's fair to say that you might realise that it has some connection to said nightmare. As for what, you haven't got a fucking clue.
Oh, just quickly, by the way, when I went back to the group, I would have told them what I saw from the scrying.
Of course. Shared knowledge. Would you like to try and command said nightmare?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
What sort of thing would you like to tell us to do?
I'm just gonna say...
Because it ain't gonna sit.
Yeah, no. Let me have a ride. That's all I'm gonna say.
What language do you choose to speak in? It does understand all languages. I'm just curious.
I'm going to speak Elvish to it.
It stays fairly still. Ruffles his head back a little bit. Looks like it might be willing to be ridden.
I'm going to attempt to get on it.
Okay. As you get on. Yep, you're fine.
Nice. Okay. What's around the block?
It's a casual trot, you know?
That's a no, I'm afraid. He stays dead still.
No. Okay. I understand. Maybe not tonight. We'll try again. I'll just get off and desummon it.
You will need to tell it to be dismissed. And you're fine with that. What's the chance I roll a 1 or d10, right? It's pretty low.
Nice.
So yeah. Cool. You have played with Misfortune. And yeah, you guys have had a long rest. Who's watching for the night? Or which people will be taking watches? 2 elves?
I
or
will take
4 of you?
I will take a watch. But I have a question. So the nobles are being teleported back. Did the
Not
one guard
teleported,
get
just
teleported?
sent.
Just
The guard
sent.
is stretchered. They're just going to walk back. There's a large group of them. Quite a lot of them are somewhat vaguely okay, maybe.
We still have that scroll of teleportation.
There are 24 of them.
So, doesn't it just last a certain amount of time?
Yes, for 8 of you. You and up to 8 others, I think it is. Regardless, they're being sent back, but they'll be fine.
Do we have 2 guards with us now?
No, you have no guards.
Okay, so all the guards and the
They
nobles.
stretched him back, and yeah, all gone homes.
Since I only have to sleep 4 hours, I'll stay up with Kenna for most of the night as well.
Okay.
To watch
And
with her.
who will take the final watch during the night?
Not me.
I will.
Okay.
Despite not being able to see in the dark.
First of all, Kenna, I will take a
Would you rather I
perception
do it
check,
then?
please. It wouldn't make sense. You probably don't need as much sleep being a half-elf.
23.
Oh, you're both half-elves, aren't you? Okay.
No, I'm a human.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As an elf, I don't need that much either, or half elf.
Yeah.
So I guess I could take watch.
Okay. Can you spend the first 2 hours watching but see nothing? Lucius. Perception check, please.
$24.
You see a couple of torchlights in the distance. You estimate them to be over a mile away. You don't know if they're friendly or not, but they're neither coming towards you nor moving away from you. They are kind of going in a sort of line from your left to your right. They're not coming towards you.
Okay. I guess I'll just... Oh, I have a spyglass. Can I maybe see?
Yeah. Give it a go.
12.
You see them, that there are maybe more than a couple, as they seem to be going behind the trees. But you would know this to be headed possibly towards the monastery. That's about all you've got.
Alright.
Assuming you don't do anything with that information.
I don't want to wake Dan. Daniel is human, right? Not correctly?
Yeah, it's a good question. No, she's a half elf.
She's half. Oh, so she only needs flowers. I kind of want to let her know.
Go to her tent.
Yeah. Just gonna walk up to Daniel and just give her a slight little poke.
She's not asleep. She's in her tent.
Oh, okay.
She's
okay.
awake.
Yeah,
You see a light burning from within.
Okay. Yeah, I saw lights heading toward the monastery.
Lucius, come and take a seat.
Okay, sure. Sit down.
I've heard from Meldranic.
And what did he say?
Lord Bantus was taken on the road on a mission to Garena. And Garena is at war.
Shit.
It's worse than you think. It's not at war with Luvela, it's not at war with Coronet. It's at war with Jazook.
Jazook? Is that where Robus is from?
It is where the... No. Jazook is, sort of a separate area. It is, usually at war with itself. The Tundra Barbarians, the Arakokra, and the Kenku. But right now, the Jazukian Kenku, no, only the Kenku. They are pushing over the border, and Lord Bantus was on a mission there, and he normally travels alone. Who could capture someone like him? That is terrifying. Maldranic is fortifying in Drathnor Keep. Garena should be okay.
Luke's
The
mother.
lady is beside herself. Lady Thalia. Yes, the citizens are... What do you know of Garena? Do you know about the Bastion?
Not too much.
Below ground is a large bastion for citizens in times of war. Gone are the days where we used to be at war all the time. Centuries passed, but the bastion remains. The citizens should be safe for now unless Garena falls. And Garena falling is... Oh, I can't imagine it. We're being reinforced from Akana and from Pazutna, but... Orcs across the border. Luvela closing its borders. Jazook attacking.
Being closed off more sides.
It makes no sense. Jazook and Kirat have never ever been allies. Luvela has kept to itself for many years. Why all at once? Why now?
Has someone somehow rallied them all? It would have to be.
That is impossible.
Nothing's impossible. You work with a dragon.
Yes, and he would be hard-pressed to rally them together, even for a day. This is separate things in separate places, and nothing makes sense. But, Succumb, you said you had some news.
Yeah, I saw Torchlight, and it seemed like a lot of... I don't know what I saw, but there were a lot of them heading toward the monster.
Wait, the distance? She pulls out her bowl, and she sort of throws something viciously across the tent. And Alamar sort of stirs. Yeah, what's up? Come, I need your magic now. He sits at the scrying bowl. She says, give me an estimate of distance, Lucius.
I think he said about 100 feet last time, correct?
800 feet.
800 feet, I'm sorry. 800 feet.
East, west, north, south?
Shit. West. I mean, west. Was it west?
It's east.
It's east. I'm sorry.
You're doing well. Shall I just give her the instructions? As you direct her, you see sort of what appears to be a hovering view. And she explains that his familiar is an eagle. And he is able to project the eagle's view onto the scrying bowl. And suddenly you see a few campfires, maybe 15, 20. That would make 100 people. She says, this is... Wow, can you get any closer? He sort of grimaces and he goes, okay. And you see, I mean, the speed at which you swoop down is sort of, it would make you dizzy. But what you see is no orcs, no gnomes. These are humans. And she says, oh, I recognize that one. You can land, that's safe. That's Master Aleko. Those are the monks of Yelno Monastery. Why are they out like this? And travelling towards the monastery? Where have they come from? This is absurd. Oh, what I'd do for Selene right now. I can't think clearly on my own. We need to wake Lorelei. She's the most senior here. She sort of sends Alamar to do so.
Should I wake the rest of them?
Only if we're going to go and speak with them. Otherwise, what for?
Yes.
Kenner, are you still on watch?
I believe my watch was before
Okay.
Lucius.
Cool. So there's currently nobody on watch?
I think Leovold is because he
Leovold, okay, Leovold is half elf, yeah. Okay, cool. Leovold, you'll be taking the next watch and you'll be keeping eyes.
Yep.
Give me a perception check.
That would be 16.
Okay, you see a torchlight moving towards you, just one. But it's moving rapidly. That's near 120 foot every 6 seconds, 20 foot a second. And
Okay.
it comes
that's
closer and closer and closer. Are you going to call out?
Not just yet.
Okay.
I'll wait and see.
At 300 foot, you can perceive that this is a person alone.
Okay. I'll wait longer then.
Okay.
How close? Let's say
200?
100 foot. What do we see?
100. You see a man in robes, brown robes.
Okay. Anything peculiar or unusual?
Okay, just move back the other way, why don't you? Beautiful, I love it. Sorry, I'm just having a fight with Lucius's face. Yes, he's just a man in robes.
Just going on his way?
He's sprinting towards you.
Towards us?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just going past. going straight towards us.
100% directly towards you.
Okay.
If you're not calling out, he will reach you.
Okay. I'll call out. Are you okay over there?
Who's in charge here? We come with news.
In charge? With news? Okay. What's the news? I will...
Who's in charge? You're not in charge.
I guess that would be... Who is in charge in Danietta?
Lorelei would be the most senior, but Danietta would be a
Lorelei.
close second.
Okay, then I'll call out for Danietta and Lorelei.
Danietta comes out. What is the problem? And she turns.
Apparently we
Oh,
come bearing news.
Alok. Okay, Alok is second in command. He is the southpaw of the monastery, as it is known. Alok, you've come from the group. We saw you travelling towards the monastery. What happened? He says we were attacked. We fainted away and we marched back. Dragonborn. Only 40 or so. But the ground favoured them. We fell back from the monastery and would attack them from the sides. We believe we can defend
Dragonborn now,
ourselves,
not
but...
orc.
No, Dragonborn come from Arenti. From the southeast.
You were
Borders
attacked
are
by
closing
Dragonborn,
in.
you say?
Yes, sorry, who are you?
Sorry, that's just news we've heard, which,
Oh? Daniela briefly tells him of the news of the fight from the north, the fight from the west, and also of the falling of the Lords of Lornoth. He sort of shakes his head. This is dire news. To where do you travel? And today she says, oh, to Telluria, and he's... Please inform them and... make sure they fortify. Too much, all at once. Too much, all at once. Too many things. Has anybody spoken to the Moon Elves? Daniela says, no, I don't believe so. But that'll be a decision for the king, as you know. Although, some of your people may be able to get there a lot quicker. Very well. Take the news to your master and we will dwell on this. I can contact Maldranic or Drathnor Keep, who will in kind contact those in power at Garena. Do you know that Garena is at war? He says, yes, we've had the news. Terrifying. All from different angles, and none of them seem to be fighting each other. So strange. And he leaves. Okay.
First orcs, now dragonborn.
Yeah.
That's really not good.
Okay.
Only thing we can do is continue on to Telluria.
It is currently approximately 5:30 a.m. It may be early and late enough that you can rouse the rest.
We in a particular hurry? Can we wait an hour for everyone to be bright and ready?
Yeah, of course.
They can sleep in the cart.
True.
Then I'll just keep holding posts and wait until everyone's awake.
The carriage is quite
ready.
fascinating. You could probably make it, fashion some beds in there. It gets larger at your command.
Perfect.
As you arise in the morning, Brother Alari, I'll take an animal handling check, please, for your pack. Or are you reassigning some roles, perhaps? Or are we happy with our given roles?
I can drive if you would like me to.
Who will scout?
Don't mind it, and it seems like you're probably better for the scouting.
I think that would make a lot of sense. Brother Alari, I'll take that animal handling check, please.
It's going to be a 16.
Perfect. Giddy up the Pegasi. And Daniela turns to you and says, perhaps, will you let Eldrin travel with you in the carriage? This way I can hold communication with you should it be necessary. Because it's just us now. Here comes Maverick. Go on.
I'm gonna step to one side and say, yeah, Leovold, do you want him to travel with us?
Was there ever any problem with this?
Well, he just likes you a lot. But that's fine. Yeah, she would like him to travel.
I'm not sure if it's too late. Before we left, there were other dead orc bodies though that Danielle and them handled, correct? I'd like to throw those bodies down the mine shaft with the Narish.
Yeah, that works.
That's what I did. Yeah, and then when we severed, I'm gonna throw that also down the mine shaft.
Yep, disposed of, nice and easy.
Can I set fire to the bodies as well?
Sure, be my guest.
Okay, some firebolts and set fire to the bodies, because why not?
Because why not? Exactly.
And then as the bodies drop, I'm gonna use necrotic burst to make them explode.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Exploding flaming
when you're
gibbets?
done
Jesus.
playing, boys, we have serious business to attend to. Shall we get on the road?
Oh, it was very serious
yes,
business.
Yeah,
to
that
fight
was.
the bodies.
Just explaining about it. We have a friend here who's actually a VIP.
Rook, a survival check, please. Matt?
Ooh, nat 20, 25.
Nat 20, fantastic. You see the most direct path. At this point, you would know that you could go one of two ways, through the forest or directly down the road. The forest may be slightly quicker, but it's not great for a carriage. What are your choices?
We can't take any chances. Let's go down the road.
Okay. 2 hours pass with nothing happening at all. But after the third, you come to a small river, and the bridge is broken. You see a ferry, but it's on the other side of the river. Nobody appears to be present.
Broken bridge.
It's approximately 30 foot across the river, and the river's quite fast and quite deep. I said little river, I don't know why. It's quite a big one.
30 feet across.
Did you say the carriage with the Pegasi expands?
It does, although only on the inside.
But it could potentially fit everybody?
Oh, yes. With ease.
What'd you say is across the river?
The ferry.
Ferry.
If we tie a rope, I might be able to swim across.
It's a fast-moving river. You're going to have to be like an athletic machine.
I don't think that's necessary. I'm going to walk to the edge. It says 30 feet across, correct?
Yeah, it is.
I
I'm
was
gonna misty
flash
step.
blue. Yeah, pretty sure I'm going to face step across.
Fantastic. Okay, you see a ferry and you see a gentleman standing off the shore, arguing furiously with another gentleman who's on the ferry. They seem to be arguing about the price of crossing. The price is 5 silver.
Okay.
For just the man.
Oh, so it's 5 silver per person.
You'd have to inquire.
Yeah, I'm going to ask him. What is the problem? Why are you arguing?
5 silver for just me? It's ridiculous. It used to be 2 coppers. What is this? The man says, you want to travel alone. You want me to make a crossing for just you. The price is increased. It's 5 silver.
Even though that still doesn't...
Do you want to travel as well?
Well, we have a few people that want to travel across.
From the other side?
Yes.
How did you get over here?
I clicked my heels.
Interesting. Then why do you need a ferry?
Because I can't do it all the time. Also, I point over to the other side.
One of you 2 silvers, one of you 3 silvers, or divided into 2 silvers and 5 coppers each, but for goodness sake, somebody pay the damn 5 silvers. I've got a livelihood here. Lucius, make a perception check.
Yeah. $12.
The ferry looks like it's suspiciously made of bits of bridge.
This is what I'm figuring. Question: as I look this man over, how does he look constitution wise?
Oh, no. I mean, you don't punch the poor guy. He'll die.
I didn't want to punch him. But I do want to grab him.
Okay. How are you getting to the boat?
Wait, I thought I went to the other side and the boat's right there, correct?
Yes, I mean, it's you jumping onto the boat.
Oh.
I mean, it's only 3 foot, but it's more
Yeah.
about, are you going onto the boat or are you not?
It's evident that you took these pieces from the bridge.
Oh, is it?
Quite.
Well, aren't you Mr. Clever? How else would you have liked a ferry after the bridge broke? I thought I was being innovative.
So the bridge broke.
Yes. The bridge collapsed under the weight of some imbecile who decided to march 8 horses across simultaneously. The horses nearly drowned. I made a ferry. Now I'm living a livelihood. I used to maintain the bridge. Unfortunately, I don't have a bridge to maintain anymore, so clearly now what I have is a ferry. Would you like to cross or not?
And here was going to drown the man. Sure. I'll give him...
I tell you what, how about 1 gold piece? I will transport you and this gentleman across, and then I'll take the rest of you back. How does that sound?
Pay the man.
Does that include that ginormous carriage over there with the flying horses that clearly could have made the journey on their own?
Yes, it fucking does.
Fantastic. Give me the gold.
By this time,
Let's go.
could we have
Yes,
flown
sure.
across? 'Cause-
Fly across. Why not?
Okay.
Just to piss everybody else off. But Danietta's carriage would still like transport. She would prefer to keep her own carriage. It has her accoutrements.
As we fly across,
Okay.
I'm gonna wave at Lucius out the window. Hey.
I was mostly worried about Danietta and the rest of them, but
Yes.
whatever.
Danietta's carriage contains some important things she would like us, including the details of your diplomatic mission, so probably don't leave it behind. So as you cross and the gentleman sort of turns to you and he goes, the gentleman who was arguing over payment, he says, I thank you for footing the cost. Perhaps I might give you something in return. And he takes off a humongous backpack and pulls out one of his bottles of brandy and hands it to you. He says, this is what I'm transporting. Have you heard anything of the road to Drathnor Keep? Is it good for travel right now?
I'd be... I think you... Do you need to go to Drathnor Keep right now?
Well, frankly, I'm closer to that than I am to Telluria, and I've made the journey, and, why? Is it not safe right now?
No, I don't believe so. Truthfully, we're going to Telluria.
What about the town of Kalos? Have you passed Kalos? You did pass Kalos. This is a small hamlet.
Thank you, God. Yes, I have.
And did it seem okay? I could stop in Kalos for a while.
I just say be safe. A lot of things are happening.
It's only 2 hours to Kalos, so he should be okay. If he dies, he dies, in the words of the great
I don't want him to die!
Russian gentleman. But yes, well, thank you for footing the cost and enjoy the brandy. I made it myself. It's from Sandsedge.
Oh, thank you.
As for
See?
you, and
It was worth it!
He turns to the he turns to the ferry smith and he goes, "I'm sorry, but as you said, a livelihood to maintain, and if I spend more on the ferry than I used to spend on the bridge, then I make less money when I get there, and then, perhaps my child starves. I'd like to just keep it the same. Anyway, I thank you for your assistance." And he steps off the ferry at the other side, and Daniela's carriage is wheeled on. The Pegasi have already flown, and you are able to get the Pegasi to the other side, at which point we will question why the music has just taken a hiatus.
I think it made it more dramatic.
Did it? Marvellous. I just like that you tried to kill the poor ferryman.
He was pissing me off.
We thought he was running a scam and we broke the bridge to do it.
Yeah.
No, apparently he's just a genius.
I think it's fair to say, Laura, in this current area in daylight, yes, there was an attack on the carriage, but random soul travellers, unless they look like an orc, are unlikely to be randomly murdered.
I think it's funny we
Okay,
sent
fair
a
enough.
party of noble people with 2 guards.
Yeah, but
Fine,
anyway,
probably.
as you travel back past, and you'll get to the other side, you are able to make swift progress. As you roll 1 hour, 2 hours, and 3 hours. I need a perception check, please, Leopold.
Righto. Perception is... an 8. So my passive
You
would
see
be
a
above.
cloud of dust on the road ahead, but you can't work out what it is. Kenna, as you get closer, you hear a lot of hooves upon the ground, and some strange noises. Give me a nature check.
Nature. That one.
Okay. Yeah, there's some form of animal. Oh, what else to give you with a 1? As the carriage approaches closer, I will take a animal handling check from Brother and Laurie, please.
Will do. I do. 23.
Okay. The Pegasi begin to rear, but you are able to keep them under control. The carriage comes to a stop. And at this point, it is clear to all of you that there is a stampede of cattle crossing the path. What was your perception check, Leopold?
8.
Okay.
That's a
Rook,
passive
give me a
15.
survival check.
That is a 16.
16. You know that there's a path around. You can see a path around, but it's a long way around. The cattle appear that they might stop relatively soon. I will take a perception check from Maverick and Lucius, please.
22.
You hear a call upon the wind. You hear cows mooing, and then a call upon the wind behind them. A screeching of some form of hunting bird. And as you watch, it swoops down, it grabs one of these cattle. It flies off with it. This is a huge bird. 30-foot
No.
wingspan. Yes.
Can I?
They are Jamal's favourite friend. I believe Jamal knows what this bird is called. Jamal, would you like to enlighten us?
Oh no.
Not
Fuck
the
off
rock!
with this. It
It
is.
has flown off with cattle. It's not coming after you guys. It's just hungry. So fear not. But eventually, after a 10-15 minute delay, the cloud of dust dissipates. The cows have stampeded off to the left, and you're able to proceed.
Fucking rock. Okay. let's go.
Don't
and
stop
let's
the
not-
rock. It is currently 1:30 p.m. Are you eating on the road as you go with rations?
Yeah.
Okay. You will each take -2 to your temporary hit points. That is not a...
I don't have any temporary hit points.
no, your maximum hit points is just temporarily reduced. you can do this by just setting your HP to 2 below max and knowing that it can't be healed up. But you should be okay after a rest later on. Another hour passes. Another hour passes. And finally, a third hour passes. I will take a stealth check from Kenna, please.
Hey, it's my time to shine. 25. Nope, 23.
Okay, as you meander through the trees to the east of the road, you are able to see that an area has been cleared in the forest. Trees don't appear in their natural situation. Some have been bent, some have been cut down. One appears to have been uprooted, and you just see sort of the ground, the hole where the ground where it was. Give me a perception check, please.
20.
You hear a few voices talking as you approach the clearings in your stealthy progress. You see 5 or 6 people, men, bows, axes, swords amongst their hands. They have a small wagon that they're leaning back against. One of them is smoking a pipe, a campfire in front of them. Give me an insight check.
Men?
Yes, I think they're all human. All but one are human.
12 on the insight.
They don't look like they would be threatened by normal things on the road.
How close are they to the road?
60 foot. You were given a bounty for bandits. It's fair to say that you would assume that these are the bandits. This is roughly where you were told they would be.
Alright, I'm gonna make my way back to the carriage. I'm gonna hold my hand up for Alari to stop and just kind of put my finger over my mouth. Just shushing. I'm gonna peek inside. Remember those bandits on the road to Telluria?
Yes.
It might be our chance.
Ooh.
Danietta turns to you. I can't fight this fight. I must focus on the diplomatic mission. I will stay with the carriage and protect it at all costs.
Please do.
Can I keep these two with me? Alamar and Eldrin.
Yeah.
We can handle it.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, best of luck, and here, take this. She uses a wand and she casts Bless upon you all. It's a 1d4, I believe, Bless?
Attack rolls and saving throws.
Yeah, correct. I was just checking that when it goes up, it's the number of people, right? Yeah, so it's a d4. Attack rolls and saving throws. Okay. And, yeah, how would you like to approach this situation?
I will sneak around to the other side of them.
Okay, this will be the last, the end of this session, so we will take the fight first, but I will warn you now, it's likely to overrun by 5 minutes, 10 minutes? Is that okay by everybody, or does anybody need to rush off?
I'm good.
That's
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw up my emboldening bond right now. This is gonna be Lucius, the Rook, and Leovold.
Oh, we can do 3 now?
Also, Rook, I'm gonna cast a second level heroism. Actually, I can do this. Heroism, Rook, and Hero.
Quick question. On the road, does that count as the long you've been traveling? Does that count as a short rest or no?
Short rest, yes.
Okay.
Okay. As Kenny, you are able to sneak back up towards them. You see that there are in fact 6 of them. And 2 of them are dressed a little unusually compared to the others. One is in a brown hooded robe. Looks a bit like priest's novice robes. And one of them is wearing some sort of strange outfit. She has got a skirt on, but she has what appears to be a sort of overly, frilly jacket. She is unarmored like the priest as opposed to the rest of them. Make of that what you will.
They all appear to be friendly, talking together, not like
Oh, they're definitely
somebody's
all
been
one group.
captured.
They're very
Yeah,
casual and friendly with each other.
Can I sneak around the opposite direction?
Give me a stealth check. Sorry, there are
19.
5 of them, Keto, not 6.
19.
Yep, okay, you're fine to go the other way. And what about the group? Are you just going to sort of maraud through the trees?
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth also along the trees as much as I can with my size.
I will also take a stealth check from you.
19.
Cool. You're fine. A stealthing barbarian. I like it. What about the rest of you?
What time of the day did you say it was?
3:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So this is Maverick Leovold and Brother Alari, I believe.
With a 4, I'm gonna step on twigs and trip over.
And get shot by an arrow.
Yeah, sure.
Who shot the arrow?
The one in the tree. Which was watching the road. That's a 14 to hit.
Yeah, that is.
14 hits you. What are you?
The 12 AC.
Fucking paper. Jesus. All
I'm a
right.
sorcerer. I don't have armor.
It's
Yeah,
7.
we're both fucking 12 AC.
It's 7 piercing damage. And with that, roll initiative.
How much? We get temporary hit points from heroism?
Yeah, so you guys will get 5 temp HP every at the start of every one of your turns.
Okay, I will take Kenna's initiative, please.
23.
Neobold.
9.
Lucius.
23.
Brother Larry.
15.
Sorry?
15.
Maverick.
11.
And Rook.
14.
Okay. Obviously there are now 6 of them. You've just found the one in the tree. And with no hesitation, the second one will follow up with their 24 initiative. Sick. An arrow whistles past Leovold's ear. Jenna, you were able to come from the right-hand side, and you have eyes on the other 4. You don't have... and the one archer who's just fired his bow from the group. You don't have eyes on the one in the tree. Where would you like to shoot?
The woman is still in the center, right?
She is. The woman and the man in the priest's robes.
I will cast Hunter's Mark on the woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will take a shot.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Yikes. Glad that has advantage. 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh, nope. D8 and a D6. Okay. 16 damage. And 2 fire damage.
Nice. She didn't like that.
That's 30 to hit.
That'll hit.
Well, 17 damage.
She's hurt. Does that conclude your turn? Sorry.
Yep.
Lucius, you're up.
I will duck behind a tree.
But you're 50 foot away.
I'm 50 foot away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The woman that kind of just hit, does she seem... Does she have any weapons or anything? Or
No. Nothing.
She's in the center. I'm going to trust everybody else. I'm going to walk up 30 feet, and then I will bonus action face step right next to the woman.
Yep.
So 1 second. Hold on.
You are now surrounded.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck.
Is there one who's like bigger than next to her?
Yes, there are 2 large gentlemen. Both have their swords out.
Okay.
In fact, they have a sword in one hand and a dagger in the other.
Okay. One of the larger one has to make a wisdom saving throw.
It's a 16.
Oh, you succeeded. Oh well,
Sorry.
that's okay.
It's with a -1 as well.
Come on. And I'm going to attack her.
Okay, roll to hit.
$27.
Yeah, that'll hit.
9 damage.
Ooh, she is not in a good place right now.
17. Oh, actually,
Nope.
With a D4.
You're kidding me.
that hits.
What's that? Overall?
14.
To hit?
No.
was the hit?
I had a 17 plus 4.
Yeah, she'll shield that.
Okay.
She'll have none of that. I would love it. Somebody could tell me what my light is, Reynolds, too. Carry on. Yeah, she don't feel like dying today.
I'm just going to end my turn for now.
Okay. That brings us to her. And she will fire a fireball randomly into the woods somewhere towards you guys. That's going to hit her friend in the tree. She doesn't really seem to give much of a shit about that. It's also going to hit Brother Alari and Maverick and Leopold. Dex save, please.
Fireball fucking hits me. Okay, dex save. Alright. Oh, yep, failed.
Okay.
19.
Wow, what have I just rolled? That should be impossible. Okay, if you rolled over a 14, you will take 10 points of fire damage on an 8d6. And if you rolled over a 14, you will take 5.
Jesus.
On an 8d6! Tell me about it, right? Oh, 6 1s and 2 2s. I'm quite pleased, to be honest. Yeah, okay. And that brings us to Brother Alari Slade.
Alright, I hold on to heroism. Are there are still a few of them grouped up?
Yep, but they're 50 foot away from you.
Cool. That's enough space for a spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna toss one out and go for the one that has any of them gotten hit so far?
The one that threw a fireball at you.
Cool. Let's go with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Boop, 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 boop.
Trying to do math. 16, 21. Okay.
25.
That'll hit.
Give me 10 damage.
Ooh. She's now severely
And
wounded.
then, I guess a bunch of people right next to me just got hit, so I might as well channel some divinity. Well, actually, how are we feeling, guys?
They took 5 damage.
I've got
Okay,
15
we're fine,
out of
yeah.
What do you mean
32.
5 damage?
Oh, sorry, 10 damage.
Wait, no, I took 20, didn't I?
What? Why?
You said it was 10. If it was halved, we took 10.
No. It was 10 half to 5. I rolled 10 on an 8d6.
Oh.
Oh,
That's why I was so pissed. I rolled 6 1s and 2 2s.
right.
Oh, okay, then. In that case, I'm just gonna move away from everybody for a little bit. Give everybody finger guns.
Yep.
We got this, guys.
Okay. That leads us to Rook. Rook, you're 30 foot away with your stealthing up.
All right.
Because
So they
you're
don't know I'm
central.
here then.
No, they don't, but they will do when you charge out of the trees going, "Rawr!"
So then, I'm going to
Oh,
bonus action rage before I do anything,
you're going to lightning
and
bolt
then
them?
before they see me, I'm going to attack them with my 30-foot range sword.
Okay, who are you attacking? The mage with the fireball? Who's severely wounded, or the others?
Nah. Whoever's closest to me.
Okay.
Any of the others.
One of the
could manage.
gentlemen with a large sword.
Yeah, one of the two with the large sword. That's what
Okay.
I'll go for.
Yep, roll to hit. With advantage.
I have it. All right, 22.
Yeah.
All right, 22.
Yeah.
Right. 4. 19 plus 1d4. 18, 20 damage.
Fucking hell. Alright, that out. Yep.
And then I'm going to pull out my wand.
Yeah.
And fire at the same guy.
That'll hit all 5 of them.
All 5
it'll
of them.
also hit Lucius, but don't worry, he's fine.
It's fine.
Yep, okay. That's a series of dex saving throws. 1. Well, that's a 22.
I rolled 28.
That's a 12. That's a 6. That's a 9. And that's a 16, 17. So one of them made it. Okay, what was your damage?
28 damage.
28. It's a DC 16, I believe. Saving throw.
I do not know what it is. We can go with 16.
Yeah, it's a 16.
I meant about 23.
Okay, sorry, you said 28 damage, is that correct?
Yep. 28.
Okay, the mage is dead. Lucius, you will take 14. The guy you hit with the sword looks fairly wounded. One of the bandits looks a little wounded. The priest is in a bad shape. Does that conclude your turn, Rook?
Yes, it does.
Okay, that brings us to said priest. Who will hit himself. That's what he's feeling right now. Okay. That leads us to Maverick.
Okay.
50
the
foot
guy
away.
in the
Rook in between you and them.
yeah, the guy in the tree.
Yeah, very close to you. 10 foot.
How close? Okay, great.
He's not going to use the fans.
I'm assuming that 11 doesn't hit.
That's a D4.
That's your...
A 15. Wait,
No. No.
no, that's fine. Yeah, I had my turn.
Oh, that's sad. You haven't even got a bonus action?
No, unless God wants to give me one, no.
Do you not have a spell or something you can cast a bonus action?
No.
Again, unless God wants to give me one.
No, I don't.
No.
Sorcerers basically don't get them.
Okay, very well. Alright, here's your turn.
Might want to run away if he was that close.
Speaking
to
of
you.
other sorcerers,
Just saying.
he's only 10 foot away with a bow. Leopold.
Right, I'm gonna need an update. Who's alive? Who's wounded?
What, of them?
Yeah.
There's one wounded bandit in the centre with a sword. There's an
Right.
archer above you in the trees. And there's an archer who appears to have taken some damage.
What about that priest one you were saying about?
No, he healed himself. I mean, they've all taken damage. He lightning bolted
I mean,
them.
but there's a priest as well,
Yeah,
right?
there's a priest.
And the one who casted fireball means dead as fuck.
Yes.
How close is a priest?
Everybody's 50 foot away from you apart from the archer who's 10 foot above you.
Okay, and they're all within like 20 foot of each other, the ones that are 50
Very
foot away.
much so.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him some fucking payback for everything I did there. That they did to me there.
You're having fun in
and-
there, Lucius. Go on.
So I'm going to also expend 3 sorcery points when I do this.
Mm-hmm.
So the priest will have disadvantage on the saving throw for this.
Yep,
I'm going to fireball the fuckers.
I thought you were. Give me your damage.
I'm gonna roll my wild magic real quick first.
You said fire, bro.
Damage first, please.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, Lucius, set another cloak.
Dex save DC 17.
Yes.
Yeah, I just need the damage, please, so that I can make the
73
rolls and
damage.
half them. Now you can roll your wild magic while I play around with numbers. Okay, that's a
I didn't know
fail.
Lucius was right there with them.
Yeah,
Fuck,
he's bang in
okay.
the centre.
Right,
He's
okay.
regretting his decision, but you did kill a bandit.
Did.
You may kill more, but you definitely killed a bandit. One of them is very low. The priest made his dex save, unbelievably, despite having disadvantage, and is still nearly dead.
Okay. Oh, okay. Jesus.
I rolled an 18 and an 18, but he has 3 HP. So yeah, does that conclude your turn? What happened with
That
your
will
wild
trigger
magic?
my wild magic shenanigans on the moderate table again, and this is going to be a 34, which is... yeah, I gain resistance to fire and cold.
Does anything bad ever happen to you?
It can do, yeah.
Okay, the bandit captain's going to swing out of the one person he can see. Sorry, Lucius. That's a 16 to hit,
That's a miss.
and that's a 12 to hit.
That's also a miss.
Fantastic, lovely. Make a dex saving throw.
10.
Okay, you are encoded in flames of radiance. You take 15 radiant damage.
Can you use plus on that?
Yeah.
No. I mean, he can,
It's a
but
saving
he,
throw.
he
saving
can't.
throws.
But he
Yeah.
can, but he won't make the saving throw. Is what I meant.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he got a 10 and it's a 15 to his DC.
Plus the D4 from Emboldening Bond.
Ooh, yeah, roll both. See if you can make that. That's a 1. You need a 4 on the second one. Pooh!
Hey!
Boom! Meets it, beats it! You take no damage. 15 radiant damage is a nothing. This
Yeah.
archer is going to shoot Lucius and Leopold in the face. He didn't like that.
You can try.
Yeah, he will try. That is... 7, 11, 16,
11 to hit?
18 damage.
The fuck? How did you do an 18 damage?
With Archer's Eye.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker indeed. And just to make your day, the other one's going to shoot you as well. That's a 14 to hit.
Yep.
They don't like having fireballs thrown at them.
Didn't even hit him though, did it?
Yeah, it hit him. It hit this one. That's 12 damage.
Oh, I'm down.
Okay,
That's
bye.
it.
Kenna, you're up.
Okay, who's still alive?
You have one archer in the tree untouched, one archer very low, one severely wounded priest, and one severely wounded bandit.
Okay, I will bonus action change my mark to the priest and shoot the priest.
Okay, roll to hit.
26
He's
to
dead.
hit. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I'll shoot-
Can
I'll
you do
shoot
less
the
than
severely
3
wounded.
damage?
No. I will shoot the severely wounded bandit.
Okay, he got less health than the priest did.
31 to hit.
Yeah, that'll kill him. He's got 2 health.
And I'll just move in a little closer and hide behind the nearest tree.
Okay, Lucius, you have one archer in front of you on whom you may take your vengeance if you are still standing.
I am still standing. So, that one is the archer still in the tree, correct?
Yeah, but he's 45 foot behind you.
Okay. I'm just going to walk up, and since he's still in the tree, I'm going to use Fist of Unbroken Air and spend 2 key points.
Oh, so you're leaving
yes.
the archer who was stood next to you, and you're going to that one, yeah? So you have an
there's
archer
one
stood
there-
next to you, right in front of your face, and then who shot the arrow from the camp, and then there's the one who hid in the tree that shot Maverick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll hit the one in front of me.
Yeah, good decision. Swing to hit. Did you say fist of something or others?
18. Fist of Broken Air. 18.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
9 damage.
Cool, he's super low.
Okay.
He's,
Attack again.
he's okay.
17.
That hits.
13.
He's
damage.
dead.
Perfect.
Does that conclude your turn?
Yeah, that'll conclude my time for now. Yes.
Okay, Brother Larry Slade. You have a dead Leovold next to you.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and give Leovold a Cure Wounds. That's gonna be 9 health.
Wait, what? Do you not have Blessed
Cure
Healer yet?
Wounds. I think so.
You're a life cleric, right?
It's Peace Domain.
No.
Oh, he's peace. Of course he is. Yeah, okay, never mind. Ignore that.
Yep, so it's gonna be 9th health. Just try to get him back up. Who's still alive? I'm gonna just bonus action with my spiritual weapon.
Yeah, you're gonna have to move it to the tree right above your head.
20 feet from the center of the camp.
No.
Well, then
45
I'll get
foot.
close.
Okay. So that concludes your turn.
Yep, that's me.
Rook, 10 foot behind you, or 15 foot behind you, sorry, is an archer in a tree.
I'm gonna turn around and hit him with my sword.
Beautiful.
Oh, 13, 24. It's a 17
That'll hit.
for 14 damage.
Okay. He's wounded.
I'm going to then take out one of my javelins and throw it at him.
Okay.
25 to hit
That hits.
for 9 damage.
Okay, he looks hurt. Does that conclude your turn?
And then, no, I'm going to bonus action with Fury attack, use one more dagger. Or not dagger, one more javelin.
Mm-hmm. I like the way that the end of every fight is Rook running around picking up javelins.
13 plus. I'm going to use my Emboldened Bond also. It's a 14 to hit.
That won't hit.
Shit. Well, that's it.
Maverick. One archer above you.
Does an 18 hit?
Yep.
I'm gonna crack my whip and set it ablaze with my ring and whack at him, like whoppa, and deal 14 damage.
Okay. He is severely wounded. Does that conclude your turn?
It does.
Leovold.
Mhm.
You're up.
Right. Tides of Chaos it is. Gaining advantage on this one, and I'm going to firebolt the bastard in the tree.
Okay, roll to hit.
Yeah, that's 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah, that's going to be an 11 damage.
Oh, not quite dead. Not close. Does that conclude your turn?
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure I don't have bonus actions or anything, unless I can like get behind something as cover.
Yeah, you can hide behind a tree.
Arrow shot.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter
that'll do
anyway.
it.
He's going to shoot at Rook. That's a 22 to hit.
Yep.
That is 19 damage.
Is that damage that can be halved?
Yep. Kenna, you're up.
I will transfer my Hunter's Mark. 26 to hit.
As you go to fire your arrow, an arrow comes out from your side, from the side of you, and it pierces your bowstring, cutting it. You hear a voice from the tree. Don't finish that one. We have business. As you look over, you see a drow perched upon the tree, bow in hand, an arrow set to the string.
You can have him if you fix this.
I can fix that, but I want one that is known to travel with you. Tell me, where is Celine?
She's not traveling with us, if that's what you're asking.
She was meant to travel with you to Telluria. That is the information we had. Where is Celine?
Not with us.
She didn't travel. Interesting. And one other thing. I want the orc.
What orc?
That orc.
Really hoping he was, hiding or disguising himself or
Nope.
something
Nope.
in this moment.
He is pointing straight at Rook.
Wait,
I'm in the middle of the road right now.
we all hear this, right?
You do all hear this.
Yeah, that's a solid fuck no from me.
You're not getting him.
Probably not gonna happen.
Lucius. He shoots an arrow, pinning your cloak to the ground.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna use my reaction to deflect missiles and catch it. I'm gonna try, at least.
Ah, a dexterous one, eh? Oh, okay. He fires
Why?
4 arrows simultaneously at your cloak, pinning you to the ground.
Son of a bitch.
Vaskrin doesn't miss. Says, give me the orc. I have a bounty for him. Unless you want to pay it, of course.
I'm going to
A bounty,
tear the cloak off.
bounty
Yeah.
from who?
It's been passed on. I believe it originates from an orc, funnily enough. Familial issues, I assume. I couldn't give a shit. Name's Vaskrin, by the way. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Is this thing by itself?
He is by himself.
Does he look dangerous?
Incredibly. He's firing. He's just cut Kenna's bowstring with an arrow. Does he look dangerous? Yes, he is somewhat, but you do have a bounty for him.
We have a bounty for him?
You do.
Yeah.
It is actually Brother Alari's turn, if we're going to be specific, because Kenna's bowstring was cut and Lucius is pinned to the ground.
No, I'm tearing my cloak off. I've torn it
Okay,
off.
cool. In that case, it's your turn. Do you wish to fight him?
I have an idea.
Yes, bro.
It's not my turn.
I have an idea. It's not my turn! Yeah, he's still got a standard initiative like the rest of you. He just took a legendary action.
It is my turn. I'm just gonna cast Sanctuary on Rook and then give the guy the finger.
Okay, fantastic. Rook.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on this dude.
Okay, he'll use his legendary resistance and completely ignore that.
Oh, alright, well, my idea went up the shithole.
Okay.
So I see we're in boss mode.
I'm just holding my action. I'm holding my action.
Okay, Maverick.
How much is the bounty?
Quite a lot.
If I think this is...
This is Vasco.
5,000 gold.
Yeah.
It's 5,000
It's
gold.
5,000 gold pieces.
Is the archer in the tree still there?
Oh, yeah, but he's got 7 HP and quite frankly, he's cowering like a pussy.
Okay, cool. How far away is this archer?
41 foot.
Why 1 foot?
He was slightly set back from the camp. In fact, Kennerwolf's right underneath him.
Okay, I'm gonna walk towards him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
He fails.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I want to use my legendary resistance to that.
Awesome. So, as I no, as I make eye contact with him, my eyes go white, and my 3 spirits merge behind me, turning into what looks like a bone claw. Is that what's in my backstory?
Sure.
That thing.
I don't know what you're doing.
Anyways, and it to this archer, it looks like yeah, he's frightened basically. What do you mean no?
Okay, fine.
Immune to being frightened.
Yeah. Yeah, you really don't get very lucky. But don't worry, in all fairness, he wasn't going to try and approach anyway, and he doesn't need an advantage to hit, so yeah, we'll take it. He can't come any closer, I'll give it to you. But yes, that is. Does that conclude your turn?
Sure.
Try to frighten a boss. Leovold, what are you doing?
You may have unfinished business from your archer, but so the fuck do I.
Okay.
I'm throwing a fucking firebolt at the archer in a tree. I want him fucking dead. He downed me. I want him fucking dead.
Sure, kill him.
So vengeful.
That's a 19th hit.
Yep,
Yeah, that's 12 damage.
he's dead. Foolish, that was.
You may have unfinished business. I have unfinished
He fires an
business.
arrow at you, Leovold. And it hits you in the eye. You're blind in your
Okay.
left eye.
Leovold.
It
Seems
doesn't.
we have no choice.
It does 17 damage as well, by the way.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I just healed.
That leads us to Kenna. With no bow.
I will move my hunter's mark to him.
Mm-hmm. He's only 12 foot from you. But he is in a tree.
I'll cast Burning Hands.
Okay. That is a dex save, correct?
Yeah, it's not a high one.
No, he's not going to fail that. In fact, I think he can fail it just about with one thing, but no, he can't fail that. Okay, he leaps from the tree deftly, but he's caught by some of the flames, so what's the damage?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
6.
6?
Reduced to 3.
Okay. Why is it, yeah, reduced to 3. Jesus, alright, okay.
Yeah, and then I'm going to just move my full movement away toward
Okay.
the party.
Lucius, you're up.
Are we doing this?
Unless you want to pay the bounty.
Well, I was more asking my partner. I don't care what you say.
Oh?
I mean, he's just blinded Leovold in the eye, so I think it's too late to go.
Knocked him on the floor.
Now.
He is unconscious.
Yeah.
Just to make certain that we're all serious about this, he seems pretty lethal.
Exactly.
Go on, Lucius. I dare you.
Test my gangster. I'm gonna go attack.
Okay. You sprint over to him. Are you attacking with a sword?
Yes, actually.
Okay, make a constitution saving throw, please. As he fires an arrow into the hand that holds the sword. Yeah, you drop it.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you can technically get that.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep going with it.
Yeah.
That is exact. You hold on to your sword.
Perfect. And I'm going to attack him.
Jesus, that was something special. Yep,
25.
that will hit.
10 damage. Second
Infused
strike.
with 4 fire damage.
Okay,
20.
that'll miss.
Wait, I can only use Emboldened Bond once?
Yes.
But bless is for all.
Oh, bless.
Yep, that will hit. We need a 1. And you got a 1.
Another 10 damage.
Okay.
And I will use a key point to use patient defense.
Okay. Excellent. Brother Alari. You're picking Leovold up again.
Yep. Yes, I am.
As you do, he says, "Oh, a priest. You're next."
He's a bitch.
Gonna be 16 health on Leovold.
And he is well within the range of your spiritual weapon, by the way, unless you've lost your concentration.
As he mentions says that I'm next, I continue giving him the finger, and then I point at him with it, and my spiritual weapon is going to come out to attack. Phone always freezes when I go for this spell for some reason. One.
Sorry? Well, you really should have rolled a fighter. Your hit rolls are incredible. That hits.
It's not jinx that. 6 damage.
Yes. Okay. At this point, he will take his legendary action. And he quickly... 4 arrows. 1 at Maverick, 1 at Lucius, 1 at Rook, 1 at Kenna.
He has to make a wisdom save to attack Rook.
And I'm going to deflect missiles.
And I'm just gonna take it.
He makes an 18 wisdom saving throw.
It's gonna beat it.
Okay.
What is that for?
He's firing an arrow at you.
No. Why did he have to do that?
I cast
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary on you earlier.
Oh.
Okay, each of you takes... Well, Maverick, you take 11. As he hits you in the neck. Right in the throat. You're also silenced.
How much damage was it to me?
9.
9. Okay, so I reduced it. I captured it and broke the arrow.
Okay. Rook, he takes you in the hand. Make a Constitution saving throw, please. Actually, sorry, Maverick. I need a Constitution saving throw before you're silenced. Apologies.
I got 21.
Yeah, you keep your weapon in your hand.
It's 14.
That ain't cutting it. You're silenced. I will let you cast cantrips, by the way, while silenced. That is just because you can't... if they don't require a verbal. It's only anything that doesn't require verbal that you'll be able to cast. So I think there's a few of those, right? Oh,
There's none of those, I'm
Shadow
pretty
Warp,
sure.
I know, is somatic only.
Okay, I'm glad that when it gets dark in a couple of hours, I can teleport away.
I didn't know you had any others, alright? I'm just telling you. Okay, sorry, did I give you a damage, Rook?
No, you didn't.
That is 16. Piercing.
So, 8.
Yep, and Kenna.
What?
That's an, that is 8 damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw. Or drop your weapon. Are you even
19.
holding a weapon? You're,
My broken
you're holding
bow,
a broken bow, and you managed to keep hold of said broken bow. Fantastic. Okay, Maverick, you're up.
Am I not up?
Idiots. Maverick silencing himself in real life. I have a feeling that I don't have a husband after tonight. 12 damage. I got you. Yeah, okay, he is wounded. Nibbled. He's still alive.
How
I
far
never-
away is Lucius from this thing?
Lucius?
I never went.
Say what? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
say it
Rook,
again,
you didn't
Diego.
go? I'm so sorry,
no, I-
Rook.
I didn't got Telluria.
Take your turn.
I'm going to go right up to him and hit him with my sword.
Are you? Okay.
Yes, I am. I'm going to attack recklessly for my first attack.
Knowing that advantage doesn't help him in the slightest.
I
That will
got
hit.
25. 4, 13 plus 14 damage.
Okay.
I will hit him again. It's a 20 to hit.
That'll miss.
Fuck. Alright, bonus action for
D4
your
from
attack.
Bond
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
he
a
did.
1.
and
got a one.
Bless.
Got a 1.
And Bless.
I already used the bond.
Oh, this turn.
First one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one more attack. 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 11. 14 damage.
Okay, he's hurt. Nibbled.
Right, so how everyone else is at point blank to him, right?
A lot of people are at point blank to him, yes.
Right, is there any space behind him?
Sort of, but Kenna is behind him.
Alright. So I can't really throw this necklace of fireballs at him then.
You can, but you'll kill more than just him. No, you won't kill Maverick, you'll just kill Kenna. She is resistant to fire
fire.
damage, but... That fire...
Also, I said I moved away from him.
Yeah, I assumed that you moved... You didn't walk past him, though, right? Because you were the only one the other side of him. Because of where you came in
He was
from.
on. He was 12 feet away from me, and then I said I walked away from him my full movement. So.
Oh, your
30
full
feet away.
movement? Jesus, okay, I didn't realise that. Sorry, I thought you meant like 5
Right,
foot.
so space behind
yeah,
him, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna run up close enough so I can actually get a good throw on this, and I'm gonna throw this necklace of fireballs right at him just behind so it doesn't hit anyone else and it's just
Okay.
him. Yeah, that's the entire damn necklace, DC 15 dex save.
Will succeed on the dex save.
Right, then it's half of it's 20 damage, fire damage, straight up.
He is severely wounded, but not dead.
Throwing that is an action, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my turn then.
Okay.
And that's the necklace.
He looks to Brother Alari Slade. Brother Alari, the first one takes you in the throat. That is 24 piercing damage.
Alrighty.
The second one takes you in the heart. That is 28 piercing damage.
I'm down.
And he will shoot you while you're down, and you will take 2 death saving throws. Kenna, you're up.
Okay. I will walk to Olari and cast Cure Wounds.
He will counterspell that.
He hasn't used a reaction for anything else?
No, that was his turn, so he's just refreshed his reaction. Can't disarm you anymore, though. That helps. Does that conclude your turn?
Is it an action to stabilize?
No, you can stabilize him. If you make a medicine
Okay.
DC 16.
Okay.
Otherwise, you would take full action.
Oh, that's 18.
Beautiful. You stabilize Brother Olari. Lucius, you're up.
I'm going to attack.
Okay.
29.
That'll hit.
9 damage. That's one.
Describe his demise.
Oh, and that's a natural 20 for 33, but he's already dead.
Now he's really dead.
So as I see Alari go down and I see Kenna rushing over to him, I'm going to dash up as he's pulling his bow back and going ready to strike again. I'm going to, as he strikes out with the arrow, I'm going to catch it in my hand, bleeding. I'm going to grab his face, turn the arrow around and stab it into his heart. And bring him down to the floor. Alari will see you in hell if he dies.
Beautiful. Leovold, as the fight clears, I need you to roll on the wild magic table, but it is already a 1 for your d20.
Of
As you have
course.
been blinded in one eye, and have an arrow sticking out your eye, and you are in excruciating pain.
Am I allowed to do anything before this happens?
No.
Yeah. So that's 47. That's yeah. Everyone within 20 foot's just knocked straight flat on their ass.
Okay, but no one's hurt. Beautiful. Cool. Okay.
I will cast Cure Wounds at level 2 on Alari.
And that will bring him back up.
You
Yeah.
do it.
Just pull the damn arrow out, Maverick.
13.
I don't know if it's gonna like cause me to bleed out or something.
Yeah, actually, it's probably a safe check. Brother Alari, would you like to walk over to Maverick and give us a medicine check?
Sure. Am I able to still speak? Like the arrow coming out of my throat?
Oh, yeah, you weren't silenced. He was too busy trying to kill you.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and heal Maverick then.
Healing him's not going to help. You need to make a medicine check to see whether you can pull his arrow out.
Ah. Gonna be a 16.
That'll do. You pull the arrow out and you are able to heal Maverick, who can now speak.
This will hurt. Yank!
Ouch.
Yeah, so as you all sit in your
I
various
will
manners...
march over to his body, pick up that bow, kick him in the head, and walk away.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick up-
It
I'm
is
gonna pick up
conveniently a +1 bow, to replace your broken bowstring. You might also be interested in his quiver.
I will take that as well.
This is a quiver of endless arrows, and each one does an additional 4 points of piercing damage.
Is there anything
D4
else?
piercing
Is
damage.
there anything else on his person?
Yes, he has a cloak of elven kind. He has boots of elven kind. And he has a strange belt. That'll require
Of
an arcana
dwarven
check.
kind?
That'll require an arcana check.
Well, I'll strip this man naked.
That's an 18.
Yeah, Maverick, you're able to work out what it is. This is... Oh my god, no it's not. What the fuck is that? I've just opened a new screen. How exciting. I went to open it up and it opened up all the shops of Drathnor Keep. I'm like, well, time to go shopping. What is it? Come on, load your damn thing. This is a belt of many pouches.
You cut out a little.
A belt of endless pouches. It has endless daggers, endless crossbow bolts, endless arrows, and 2 spare components. You can ignore the bit that says ammunition. It's not very relevant to you guys. And realistically, you can just pull as many daggers out of that as one pocket as you like, and as many arrows and crossbow bolts, but these are not plus anything weapons. Yeah.
So, one question.
Uh-huh.
Brother Olari, are you able to do anything about this eye?
Well, let me take a look.
I give you a free no. Unless you've managed to learn Greater Restoration at this point in time.
No, just Revivify.
Yeah.
Well, I have good news and bad news.
Which is?
Good news is, you're going to look very cool with an eye patch.
I thought you were gonna say the good news is you can see out the other
everyone
eye.
get clear of that body. Everybody get clear of that body.
Okay, before you do, would you like to loot the other corpses? As that
Yes.
female mage has a ring of protection on her.
Yeah, so what does that do?
Gives you +1 to your AC. And
Ooh.
the priest's robes are robes of protection, which also give you +1 to AC.
Mind those.
And as you loot the caravan and receive 550 gold pieces, you will level up.
Level up?
And there we will conclude
No.
our episode with whatever Leovold is doing to this poor body.
I'm walking up to him. I'm punching him as hard as I can in the face. Planting my hand against his dead body. Point blank fireball. Literally fireballing him in the face, yes.
Okay.
I do not care for self-preservation at this point.
Okay.
For a fucked up eye. I'm instantly downed. That's
Okay,
fine.
beautiful.
I'm no deck save.
And there we will end with Leovold on the floor, fireballed. But Vaskrin's head massacred. It's a shame. I thought that's what you were going to turn in for the bounty, but I suppose you can turn in his necklace. It clearly marks
Oh my
him
god,
out.
after leveling up, I get to be young forever. For every 10 years that pass, my body ages only 1.
Nice. Forever young. And so we come to the MVPs. I come first to Matt. Your MVP for the session.
Well, there was a moment where I actually feared for my life, and then I realized we're playing just a game. I'm gonna have to give my MVP to Leovold rolling a nat 20 to be able to see chickens.
That was pretty beautiful. I've always wanted to give the chicken that is staring hopefully across the road, but cannot find a reason. Cool. Cal, your MVP for the session.
He wasn't the hardest fight we had tonight, but my MVP goes to teleporting gorilla demons.
Yeah, no, Fashley was cool. There was a surprising amount of combat tonight. Actually, I knew you'd fight the bandits, but I really didn't expect you to have sort of multiple fights in the same night. I didn't think you'd get to the bandits tonight. Kenna, your MVP.
It'd have to be the argument about whether or not Danietta had seen them, followed by Danietta, get the legs.
That was beautiful. Danietta get the legs was one of the best lines of the night. Kira, your MVP.
Oh shit. Damn, there was a lot of MVPs. I think I have to give it to that. I have to give it to the. First of all, I have to give it to the whole situation of me about to drown the fairy guy, and then my partner just flying over with the Pegasus.
Yeah, that was a pretty beautiful moment, especially as he was completely innocent.
Yes, he was. Poor man.
Yep. Josh.
I think I gotta give it to the fairy guy for thinking that taking a broken bridge and making it into a ferry was easier than just fixing the bridge.
Yep. That's not a one-man job, that. Yep, I can go with that. And Jamal, your MVP.
Oh, and the
sorry.
blood-hungry Danielle.
Yeah.
Have we missed someone?
No, I'm coming to you.
We didn't risk Rook?
I'm coming to you. We started with Matt.
Right, okay. Oh, I thought we'd missed someone, that was all. Yeah, getting extorted by a bloody witch.
A witch?
Yeah, the witch of the wild, getting extorted by the witch.
Extorted by the witch. Yeah, good. I'm glad you liked that encounter. That was a bit of fun. She is genuinely a pretty nasty witch, but she sells herbs. So, as you will have taken 2 long rests, you will be 1 day away from your proficiencies in those tools you're practicing with. Yeah, and that will conclude our episode. Thank you so much for playing. I kind of forgot I had an MVP too. A part of it goes to Kenna's sort of managing without a bowstring. Just kind of carried on as she was. Leopold's complete nonchalance at being blinded while everybody else was utterly shocked.
Trust me, there's no nonchalance in this one.
And
there is none.
Rook swinging his weapon from 30 foot away. That was just... I'm really glad I gave you that weapon. It was beautiful. But I think my true MVP just goes to the in-between moments. I loved the communication with Daniela about murdering the orc. I loved the little bits of interaction with Alamore and Maverick. It was really nice. The way we roleplayed today, I really enjoyed it. So, a general role-playing MVP, but definitely I think Rook swinging his sword from 30 foot away is just cool. So I'm really glad I gave you that. And yeah, we will end there. I'm just going to have a quick look, see if anybody is online. Let's rage quit Pat, who I haven't seen streaming for ages. We interviewed Pat a while back. If you want to catch any of our interviews, you can find them on YouTube. You can also catch up on previous episodes. You can find us now on TikTok. You can find us on Twitter, and you can find us on the DND channel of YouTube. Should you wish to join any of our games, please join the Discord and feel free to make fresh there. You will find the raid call here. And please go and send some love to the wonderful Rage Quit Pat. He today is playing Call of Duty. So yeah, thanks for playing, guys. If you'd like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
We will end there.
Catch you next time.